We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships.
You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Hi, I'm Agent Simon Irv Pro with CRSF. What is CRSF? We're the Cleanup and Restoration Special Forces.
Hoorah!
We're ServPro's first responders to your property's disaster. Admit it, you're no good at handling disaster alone. Like when you got dumped in high school by Janet Fillmore. She married 3-time world champion yodeler Jovan Bovic. With the Janet disaster, you didn't have a team. Now, you have a team. Elite ServPro operatives, highly trained in disaster cleanup and restoration. If it's fire damage, Agent Fred Iyer. From burnt to unburnt, he does that. But oh wait, it's water. Boom, Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge. But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation. And finally, Agent Smith. He's in charge of restoring your property to its original state. So if you sprung a leak, lit your curtains on fire, or your insulation looks like week old bagels, call ServPro.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Schatz Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
This is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh. I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community, and we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Week number 2 inside of North Dakota West Region football brings us to Bismarck Legacy and the Sanford Sports Complex here in Bismarck, North Dakota for a matchup between the Magi from Minot High and the Sabres from Legacy on their home field here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into our Shields pregame show for this matchup tonight. Shields of Minot and Bismarck brings you the pregame show here this evening. Nick Holberg on the call alongside of Todd Dobries. Todd, welcome into the broadcast. Beautiful day for football here in North Dakota. You can't ask for much more, and we really could be in store tonight for a matchup between two teams that have some potential to potentially make some noise here in the West region.
I definitely think so, Nick. As you know, Legacy, I'd say stubbed their toe a little bit last week, but hey, they were playing the number 1 team in the state, losing to West Fargo Cheyenne. Minot impressive, shutting out St. Mary's. And so, yeah, these are two teams that figure to be in that mix, right, for a playoff spot. That QRF is going to be interesting. And so not only for a playoff spot, but maybe a home game in that 2A bracket in North Dakota. So this will be a good matchup, I believe, tonight.
Clock hits 0 here tonight as we get ready for the official introductions and the national anthem coming up in just a few moments. We'll take a quick step aside. We'll come back and we'll break down this matchup for you here on the PSP Network. Sabres and Magi tonight from Bismarck.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
And finally, Agent Smith. He's in charge of restoring your property to its original state.
Look at that salad.
God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. How about the anthem tonight from the Legacy High School Band, one of the best in the West region here in 2022, and for years past they have been fantastic. Great job by them as they salute our country with the playing of our nation's national anthem. It's our Shields pregame show here tonight as we get set for this matchup as Minot High is in Bismarck to take on the Sabres here from Legacy. Shields brings you the pregame show tonight. They offer clothing, footwear, and gear for all your passions. From fishing to fashion, Shields is dedicated to offering you the best in retail experiences. Shop sporting goods, hunting and fishing gear, clothing, and so much more at Shields of Minot and Bismarck. They bring you the pregame show here tonight as the Sabres and the Magi get their official introductions here at Sanford Sports Complex here in Bismarck, North Dakota. Again, it's Nick Holberg and Todd Dobry's on the call here tonight for this matchup of North Dakota high school football. And while that could be a good one, let's take a dive further into this matchup here tonight, TD. And when we look at it, it's one that really has some pretty unique variables to it, including two quarterbacks that have an opportunity here tonight to really take a game maybe into their own hands, starting with the quarterback Logan Miller, a returner here for the Legacy Sabres, a kid that last year, 618 yards he was able to put up for 6 touchdowns. He was only picked off 3 times. He goes against Jaden Sparrow, who only netted 3 touchdowns last year. He almost completed that number here in 2022 with a big 28-0 win over St. Mary's a week ago, where he had 1 in the air, 1 on the ground. These two kids really have to dominate here tonight if they want a chance to take home the WDA points. Is that fair to say?
I just noticed a typo. Sparrow's not a 255-pound junior, is he? I mean, that's like Cam Newton.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy. But hey, I tell you what, both these young men have some capabilities, and Logan Miller, especially, he's a dual threat. Really can run the ball. Put on about 15 pounds in the off season. And so I think he's built for a little more wear and tear this year. And he had some good gains last week between the tackles, running against that stout Cheyenne defense. Accounted for both touchdowns, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground for Legacy. And then obviously Sparrow, boy, he's got a new safety blanket, Logan Conklin.
Wow.
That was a difference maker in that game last week.
He certainly was. Logan Conklin last Friday night against St. Mary's was our MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips. Why? Well, he had 4 catches for 92 yards, averaged 23 yards on the reception, 1 touchdown for him, but defensively he was so strong in the backfield from that safety position. 2 interceptions last Friday night against St. Mary's in a 28-0 victory. What does that do for you when you've got a guy like that has the opportunity to not only make some big plays defensively, but also be such a huge target that you know that as the quarterback, you're going to throw the ball up and you got a guy that can go up and get after it and usually bring it down for you?
I mean, it's huge for a quarterback. I mean, once you can develop that, then all of a sudden that chemistry just starts to develop and grow, and then all of a sudden you find more guys open, right? I had a great all-conference receiver, went on to play collegiately in high school, and I can tell you what, pretty soon he started drawing double and triple teams, and the next thing you know, you got other guys running wide open, and so as a quarterback, that becomes very advantageous. You can't take him away completely, but all of a sudden you'll find more guys are open.
Minot High will be in white tonight. It's Legacy that will be in black. They both have Vegas gold as trim here tonight. The difference, Legacy's got the Vegas gold helmets on with white trim as well. Minot High's got maroon trim with the Vegas gold and the white uniforms. Let's put a cap on our Shields pregame show tonight. Again, Shields offers everything from clothing to footwear, every sporting good you can imagine. It's all found at Shields of Minot and Bismarck. Don't forget about their hunting and fishing gear as well. They bring you the pregame show here tonight, a pregame show that comes to a close here at Sanford Sports Complex. It's time for high school football here tonight on the PSP Network. It is a doubleheader tonight. How about the rivalry across town? A couple rivalries across town. It's St. Mary's that hosts Bismarck High for the first time since 2009 when St. Mary's made the jump back to single A. They make the jump back to double A here this year. And the other one tonight, and a big one, is the matchup between Century and Mandan at the Community Bowl here tonight. We're locked and loaded for this one. Let's buckle up and get set for a good night of high school football on the PSP Network. Kick is in the air, and we are underway here from Bismarck, North Dakota. Faked reverse back at the 10-yard line. Ball's going to be carried all the way back up to just about the 25. And Minot High will have good field position to start here after they get the ball from Talon Junt on the return. First down and 10, Magi.
8th overall meeting between these two teams, Nick. Minot High leads the overall series 4-3. Legacy winning last year, October 8th. Sabres defeating Minot High at the Magic City, 28-19.
Two places that have different perspectives for the fans of the stadium seating. Minot High, those seats face straight to the west. Well, here in Bismarck, that sun is straight to the west here tonight. All the fans face the opposite direction. Sun at everybody's back compared to Dwayne Carlson Stadium. Run on the play and a pickup there for the Magi of about 2.
Yeah, pretty nicely bottled up there by the big nose guard, Trayson Rinkin, 6'5", 280, and he is a hard guy to get out of the middle in that 3-4 defense for Legacy.
In the preparation for this matchup here today, another big stop up the middle, and Minot High not able to get anywhere with Talon Junt as he's going to be gobbled up. In my game notes in the preparation for this one, TD, you look at Trayson Rankin, you notice that he's in red here because that is a giant at 6'5", 280 pounds. Definitely a big man, and Legacy's got some players on that front line that have some size. Back to pass. Sparrow throws it downfield. Conklin was the one he wanted to go for, but Conklin couldn't get around the defensive coverage there. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and punting situation here for Minot High.
Yeah, Evan Hoffer was on the coverage for the Sabres, but I think that was miscommunication there. Is that Sparrow was throwing it deep and Conklin was cutting that route out. And hey, I like the up-tempo. There's no huddle that series for the Magi.
Sparrow's going to be back to punt this one away. Back to retrieve here for Legacy will be Wyatt Kraft. We're going to hear that name just a bit here tonight. Look out, that punt is going to be blocked. It's going to be recovered by the Sabres at the Magi 21-yard line. What an offensive stop that was. And how about the play from Rankin? He comes up with the huge hand. And now it's Legacy that's in the driver's seat early in this first quarter of football.
It's so funny, Nick, because if you would have watched the tape for Legacy last week, that's exactly what happened to them in the first half against Cheyenne. And they were bottled up, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, what the heck's going on here? You give the other team a short field a couple times, and you find yourself down 28-buff at halftime.
And a matchup against a pretty darn good team from the east side of the state of North Dakota, currently ranked number 1, West Fargo. Doesn't get any easier for Legacy after tonight against Minot High. West Fargo on the schedule again. This time it's the green, silver, and white. It's the Packers that they will play in their next matchup. First look here at Miller on his home field here for 2022. He's just going to hand this one off. And I believe it's Mitch Wald on the carry. Logan Miller on the keeper, I apologize.
Yeah, and he does that a lot. I mean, they run that load option, and Miller likes to run it. And he runs it a lot between the tackles, Nick. So we'll see if Legacy can get some mileage against that Minot defense. It was pretty good last week pitching a shutout.
10:28 to play here in the first quarter of football. We are aware that there's no scoreboard on the screen tonight. We've got some new technology coming for you, the football fans, that you'll definitely appreciate. We worked feverishly to try to make that happen here tonight, but we were unable to do so. Wyatt Kraft, he was able to convert on the second down, bring the ball all the way up inside. Or let's make it right at that 20-yard line. TD not quite in the Serve Pro red zone yet, and it brings up a 3rd down. And a short 3 to go here for Legacy in striking distance.
Oh,
Miller under center, and you called it. There's going to be a flag on the play.
I was like, wait a minute. It didn't come out from the side judge. The white hat actually was the one that. It was just odd. That's what caused me to go, oop. Like, I wasn't talking about the kids. I was like, what's going on with the ref? Why didn't the guy stand right in front of it see the tight end jump? And I'm like, wait a minute. So anyway, Legacy's got a decent kicker, Nick, too, so they're probably in field goal range because the wind is at the Sabres' back now, right, or as it speaks right now, a little bit out of the northwest tonight. So it'd favor the Sabres here in the first quarter.
9:46 ticks away on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Legacy in striking distance now on their first offensive possession of the ball game. Miller across the middle. That one was tipped there by the Minot High big man, number 49, right in the middle in that slot position. And with the tip, I don't have a 49 on my list. And I do have to tell you, I just remembered that earlier on tonight, Andy Latch told me that Michael George is wearing a different number here tonight. George, normally number 13, wears number 49 here tonight.
There must be, Ruziska must be 2, I bet, as well, because he's listed as 26.
Ruziska is number 2. That is correct, TD. Pass across the middle. Conklin's going to put the shoulder into the intended recipient of that football. And Wyatt Kraft is going to draw the flag on the play with 9:32 left here in our first quarter. Nobody on the board yet. And the penalty is going to help Legacy here in the early portions of the ball game.
Yeah, first penalty of the night, obviously, for Minot High. But I guarantee you, if that's in the NFL, somebody's going like this, because that ball is not catchable. And you can't see me on TV, obviously, but I'm waving my hand above my head, right? And that's one that in high school that favored Legacy definitely.
They'll march the ball ahead forward all the way to the 10-yard line. We are inside the Serve Pro red zone. Serve Pro, proud supporter of North Dakota high school athletics on the PSP network, 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire and water, cleanup and restoration at Serve Pro of Minot and Bismarck. Handoff on the play, and the stop was there as forward came Carl Henry, the 195-pound senior. Henry's a player that is talked about in the West region as one of the top tailbacks coming back into play here for 2022, but he didn't go anywhere on that play.
Yeah, you don't want to see Carl Henry in space. He can make some moves and juke and jive with the best of them, but got really bottled up that time by that front three of Minot High, also who plays a 3-4 defense.
Aiden Beckendall, the big man, was in on the tackle there for the Magi, 6'4", 330. There's Henry with the handoff. He's going to cut back right to the middle, all the way down inside the 2-yard line. And you called it. Henry moving and grooving. And Carl Henry trying to put it into the end zone. Got just about as close as you're going to get. Brings up a 3rd down and 2 down for the Sabres.
You know, warm one tonight. I bet you those black jerseys, the heavies aren't liking that heat tonight with those black jerseys with a little bit of sunshine on them yet. They're going to be steamy.
I did my best today to apply plenty of right guard because I knew I was going to be sweating sitting by you here tonight. I'd be one of those heavies down there as well. It's been warm all day long. Last night in Bismarck, they postponed the start times for soccer and tennis because of the heat. Speaking of heat, Legacy's going to get hot early. They're going to crack the end zone. Miller's going to put it in. The quarterback keeper, 6-0 Legacy on top.
Boy, he got in behind his center there, Alex Wetstein, the returning honorable mention all WDA lineman, and he surfed into the end zone. They just got that surge, and the front three got a good push. And then I always like it when the fullback comes in there and gives the quarterback a shove in the behind, and that's actually what got Logan Miller over the goal line.
Reese Snow comes out to put the extra points up on the board. Left-handed kicker has plenty of distance on it, and he goes right through the middle. And Legacy takes a 7-0 lead early on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. This one up and running in Bismarck here tonight. Sabres are on top by a touchdown and the extra point.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Well, Logan Miller was highlighted in the pregame show here tonight.
And he's got the first touchdown of the ball game as Legacy boots this one away. Minot High is going to get the ball back, but there is a flag, I do believe, on the play.
Just a 5-play, 21-yard scoring drive for the Sabres. The PI penalty was a big one on Minot High, and Legacy has their first lead of the season. Minot High is behind for the first time in the season.
Yeah, I was just going to say the first points on the Magi that they've registered.
Well, and what set that up was the muffed punt, or the blocked punt, if you will. Obviously, nice play by the defense, but the Magi had a little bit to do with that punt being unable to get it away.
Well, we're going to re-kick. Kicking duties here.
Oh, the return of the Jedi. Jedi Derek will do the kickoffs for Legacy. One of my favorite kids. Got to coach him in little guy basketball.
Love that name. All the way back up on the return for the Magi, and bringing it ahead forward was Kellen Burke. Good field position there, all the way up just about to the 35-yard line.
Wrestled out of bounds there by Talon Farland. Yeah, it goes by Jedi, but his real name is Jedediah.
Jedediah.
He's got a twin brother that actually plays for Bismarck High School.
Really?
Jeremiah. Yep, they went different directions.
How do they keep them straight?
Jeremiah and Jedediah?
Yeah. Seems like it would be a bit of a challenge, doesn't it?
Probably.
8:05 left here in the first quarter of football. BNC National Bank scoreboard reads 7-0 as Legacy's on top of Minot High in this matchup in week number 2 of WDA football. It's Nick Holberg and Todd Domrey's on the call. Glad to have you folks aboard here tonight. UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot is proud to bring you the ball game tonight. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, and Saturdays, 8:30 to 3. It's the UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. And by the way, Northern Plains Heating and Air has over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts here in Bismarck. Deep pass to Conklin. Oh, just couldn't get a hand on it. On a high sideline, wanted a call on the play. So did their fans. They're not going to get it. The coverage was there and good, and Conklin just couldn't get it.
Yeah, there was. I took a quick glance down into the Minot fan section right below our vantage point here, Nick, and there was a few folks with palms upward. Like, hey, how do we get the one on the one end, and then we turn around, we throw a bomb to our big play receiver. He gets tangled up a bit, and no hanky.
7:25 left here in the first quarter of football. Minot trails by 7. Sparrow's back to pass. This time he fires it out to the left side. It's going to be complete there to Joseph Fernandez. And Fernandez has good field position here for the Magi brewing now as the ball will be marked at the 39-yard line on the Magi side of the field.
Interesting play here on your own end, 4th and 1.
Crunch time here for the Magi. Wideouts on each side. They're going to try to push Sparrow forward. Legacy's defense is going to come up big with the bigs on the line. Leto, Rankin, Jacobson, did they make the stop, or are we going to see a measurement coming?
I don't think they got to the 40, and they needed to get to the 40. Oh, the nose of I got my binoculars on it, Nick. The nose of the football is kissing the 40-yard line.
Well, you hear the Legacy fans in this one here tonight. They've got some thoughts on that as well. The atmosphere, as you would expect here, good in week number 2 early on. Minot High might have got a gift there. It's first down and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Sparrow's going to fake the handoff. He rolls out of the pocket to the right, fires it out over the 50-yard line. It's complete there and into the hands. It goes for the Magi's Hunter Horner, who is 3 for 3 on receptions last Friday night. He's got his first grab of the ball game here. It moves the chains for the Magicians with 6:38 left in the opening quarter. They trail 7-0 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
I like the up-tempo here by Minot.
Shotgun formation now for the Magi. 2 on the left, 1 on the right. 2 in the backfield for the Magi as Sparrow takes his time. Play clock just at 23. Plenty of time here. Sparrow's got it. He's going to hand it off, and nowhere to go there. Right up the middle, there's going to be a swarm. And in the pile there was number 28, Bachman. And Bachman was unable to gain anything on the play. You got to be careful for Bachman and Junt. They wear number 23 and number 28. They're built similar. They look similar, and that 8 looks quite a bit like a 3, especially from these press boxes here that are high up in the stands in WDA play.
Your eyes are a little younger than mine, so I didn't even pick that out. So thanks for pointing that out, because my stats would have been all goofed up the entire night.
I'll do my best here, absolutely. Thanks again for joining us here tonight. Nick Holberg and Todd Domrey's on the call on the PSP Network. Minot High is going to change the formation on the 2nd and 10. Sparrow on the keeper. Looks for the lane, finds a seam, brings it up ahead. He's over the 45-yard line. Ahead forward he comes, but it's Jackson Kellogg, the big man, and the linebacker that makes the stop.
Kellogg, the basketball standout, started his high school prep career at Century, transferred over to Legacy High, and had a good run here for a couple years for the Sabres.
Second in tackles last year, and a player that certainly has some size as well, 6'3", 215 from that linebacker position. Motion man for the Magi, and ahead forward was Fernandez. He just sets up on the opposite side, so dual wideouts on each side is falling back to pass. Sparrow bobs it downfield, has Conklin, sets it up to him. Conklin had it in the hands, it falls out. He wanted a call, none coming his way as it's incomplete at the 10-yard line because Evan Hofer comes up with the stop.
Yeah, 11 on 11. Conklin and Hofer battling, and Conklin had a step. And good makeup speed there by Hofer as, stuck a paw in there at the very end of it. Just, I think, good timing. They got tangled up a little bit at the top of that route, but I still think that was pretty good defense.
Minot High with a 4th down situation. 4:42 ticks away here in the first quarter of football tonight on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. They trail 7-0. Sparrow on the keeper, looks for the seam. Oh, he's plastered right up the middle, and the stop came from the big man, number 54, right through the middle. And Connor Wald says, I don't think so.
Yeah, from his linebacker spot. Good job of stringing that out, and good tackle in space, too, because Sparrow's not easy to bring down, and he looked like he might have been able to get to the outside, but good form tackle there by Connor Wald and dropped him in his tracks.
Legacy has the momentum right now. Minot High's last drive, however, was one that there were some positives in. Would that be a fair assessment from your quarterback and offensive brain?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it is, Minot has taken 3 shots now deep to Conklin, and they've been close on all 3 of them, so we'll see how that continues to play out.
From the shotgun formation, we go here for Miller. That high snap goes way over the head of Miller all the way back to the 30. He's going to have to fall on it on the 25 as the snap came from the center, Wetstein, and Wetstein just put it a little too high over Miller's head, and Minot High catches a break, and Miller plays it safe and just falls on top of it there here with 4:19 ticking away in the first quarter.
I tell you what, snapping and long snapping were a problem last week for Legacy. They had 2 bad snaps on punts, and that thing right there exposed itself a couple times last night. Now, granted, the conditions were much different. It was raining cats and dogs in West Fargo last week for the Sabres game, but this has been a problem early in the season for Legacy.
I would have to think that confidence level when you have a few botched snaps like that certainly doesn't correct itself in a quick hurry. There's flags on the play.
Well, this will make a coach's hair go gray in a hurry, as Chris Clements in his 8th season, the only coach that Legacy's had, and then you get a snap over your quarterback's head out of the pistol, and then you follow it up with a false start, and now you're in, second in eternity. There's nothing in the playbook, Nick, for 2nd and 29.
Yeah, it's got me. I don't even know what to say about that. That's a deep one, isn't it?
First penalty of the game whistled against Legacy.
Country mile here for the Sabres with a 7-0 lead. From the shotgun again. They hand it off, and with some speed, here goes Henry. Breaks free all the way up to the 30-yard line, and Henry comes up with another run there, and it's Logan Conklin from the free safety position that stepped up and made the stop for the Magi.
And that was a good job by Conklin to force him back into where the pursuit was coming from, because, already in this game, Henry showed the ability that, he's got that jerk, he kind of thinks he gets you leaning one way and he cuts back the other way, and he's hard to bring down sometimes in the open field.
Brings up a 3rd down, and Still a country mile here for the Legacy Sabres. On the blitz came the Magi. They get it back out over to the far side. And with the football goes Henry again. But Henry is going to be tackled up there. And the stop made from the Magi. It's going to bring up a 4th down situation coming here.
Minot brought the blitz off the edge. Legacy had a check down to Henry in the flat, and then you're going to get a block in the back on the perimeter there on the wide receiver, Cade Murphy for Legacy. So I think you're Minot High. You're going to decline this. It's 4th down, so pass will stand, and Legacy will be in a punting situation.
Burke comes back out to retrieve here for the Magi. He's going to set himself up over on the right hash, stepping backwards and walking back towards the Minot High defensive end zone at the 25-yard line. And a way to punt this one. Here will be Visca, who's going to put this with a boot on it from his own 20. Spinning kick, bounces over the 30, down to the 20. How about this roll for the Sabres all the way down inside the Minot High 5-yard line. And the special teams comes up big for the Sabres after a few miscues from the offense that have them way back in their own territory. But anytime you get a punt like that, you know that things are definitely moving in your favor.
50-yard punt, no gain, and the mistake was made there where, Minot High could have came up and fielded that punt, and Burke, decided to let it bounce, and that proved costly in field position.
Well, what will Jaden Sparrow do from all the way back inside his own 5-yard line? He's got Conklin way out on the left side. He's got a receiver on the right as well, as Minot High looks to Horner and Conklin on the wings here. And from the shotgun, Sparrow's going to take it. Fakes the handoff. The run comes ahead forward, and ahead goes Talon Junt, and Junt is going to pick up roughly 3, let's call it, on the play, and a 2nd down and 7 coming here. 2:12 to tick away here in the opening quarter of football tonight on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Legacy's on top of Minot 7-0.
It's been interesting to see how Legacy's choosing to defend Conklin. I mean, they continue to just run one guy on him and play single high.
From the shotgun again. Ball's going to be handed off. They go back to Junt, same play call, and that time the big man in the middle here for the Sabres come up with the stop. Well, you look at the defensive line here for Legacy. You've got Landon Leno at 220, Rankin at 250, Jacobson at 275. They certainly have some size within the WDA and compared and stacked up to some other teams. Those are some big hogs that run the middle. Got some height to them as well, 6'5", 6'6", 5'11", respectively across the board. 3rd down and 7 for the Magi. Dropping back to pass. Sparrow across the middle. Oh, it went to Conklin into his hands and out because the defensive coverage was there. And guess who? Jedi Derrick comes up with the stop for the Sabres.
Yeah, the Jedi Warrior playing outside leverage. And Conklin had a good route. The pass was on time by Sparrow, but that's just a great play by, and Derrick's got some length to him. 6'3", he's got long arms, great jumping ability. He can really run, and he displayed all of that right there to make that tip away because if he's sold out. If that gets through him, that's 6 right there for Logan Conklin.
Unhook the plow, and we'll see in the end zone for the celebration is exactly right. Sparrow's going to be forced to punt from his own end zone. That time he boots it away. It's going to be fielded by Legacy at the 30-yard line, and the Sabres are going to have prime time field position again as that ball was dropped in right into the midst of the Sabres' number 4, Wyatt Kraft, and Kraft is going to pick it up and give the Sabres a 1st down and 10.
It's a 21-yard punt, and Legacy came on an all-out punt block right there, and Sparrow just had to hurry and get rid of it, and it's into the wind, and so here's Legacy already knocking on the Serve Pro red zone.
In a quick hurry they go. 1 minute, 3 seconds left here in this first quarter of football tonight. We're live from Bismarck at the Sanford Sports Complex. Legacy and Minot High tonight in a West Region showdown at a matchup from last year that featured 2 good football teams. Legacy had the advantage, but as TD mentioned earlier on tonight, it's the 8th all-time matchup between these 2 football teams. Is that correct? 8th all-time, I believe.
8th all-time, yep.
looking at Legacy and what they've been able to do in their football existence, keep in mind they didn't come into the league until 2014, where they only played 2 games of varsity level football. They went 0-9 their first year, made the playoffs in 16 at 6-4. The only teams that they have played in the state of North Dakota for multiple times that I haven't been able to beat. Here's a pass downfield, by the way. Offensive coverage was there. Brown got the hand of the way as that one was intended for Hoffer, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 9, I'm sorry, here for the Sabres.
That's back-to-back good plays by the corners. Anthony Brown on the first play, and then, Zach Brown on the first one, and Anthony Brown on that one. Setting Legacy up now 3rd and 9.
Back to that conversation, TD. They've never beat Bismarck Century. 0-7 against the Patriots. And their East Region foe that they have some trouble with, the West Fargo Packers. They're 0-6 against those guys as well. 2-6 against Cheyenne. And against Minot High all time, they're 3-4. Handoff again, this time a head forward. It's going to bring up a 4th down situation. Not a big gain on the play, but some yardage was there. I'm sorry, it wasn't a handoff. It was a keeper for Miller. 9 seconds ticks away here in the first quarter.
And the one game I think back of Legacy and Century that I thought Legacy had an extremely good chance of taking down Century at the end of the first quarter was the ESPN game when we came out of COVID a couple years ago, Andrew Langang's senior year. If it wouldn't have been for special teams miscues, Legacy had that game won.
I remember that matchup and some hype around it, obviously, with ESPN being in the house that night. Well, PSP's here tonight, and we're sitting on a 7-0 score in favor of the Legacy Sabres. 1/4 of the 4 into this matchup tonight here on the PSP Network. We'll come back and break down that first quarter of football in just a moment.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Well, 1 quarter complete. Not a whole lot to report from that first quarter. 1 touchdown. Todd Domrys, do you have a recap of quarter number 1 for us here tonight?
Yeah, Legacy 7 rushes for 3 yards, 11 yards through the air, 14 total yards for Legacy. Minot with 36, 16 on the ground, 20 through the air. So the difference in the football game right now, Nick, is that botched punt by Minot High that set Legacy up with a short field.
We get set for quarter number 2 here tonight at Sanford Sports Complex. Again, Nick Holberg and Todd Domrys on the call here tonight. Thanks for joining us for high school football. To the end zone, a shot at it. That one into the hands and out. It was right there on the doorstep, but unable to reel it in. Jedi Derrick had the opportunity, just couldn't quite gobble it up.
Yeah, that was in his mitts. And, you know when you see a receiver, when they do the head slap, you know that they think they should have caught it. I mean, it wasn't terrible coverage by Zach Brown, but certainly Derrick had the advantage, and that big frame didn't high point that thing, kind of let it get into his body, and then couldn't finish the catch.
Turnover on downs brings the Magi offense back to the field. Sparrow from the shotgun. He's going to hand this one off in a hurry. A head forward, running the ball ahead for the Magi is Talon Junt, the tailback. Not a big gain on the play. He's got about 2 there. 2nd down and 8. Wald comes up with the stop again for the Legacy Sabres. He's been busy here tonight.
That is twin brother Connor and Mitchell Wald, both starters for Legacy. One of them plays both sides of the football. The other one plays on that offensive line, but productive seniors for Legacy.
Second down and 8 for the Magi. They're in white tonight. If you're just joining us on the PSP Network, Legacy in black, of course. Minot High trailing 7-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Talon with the football this time, and he's going to be wrapped up on the play. That's Junt, unable to go anywhere. As the stop was made, was it the big man 87 in the middle that made the stop again here for the Sabres?
Yeah, Vegas George, outside backer, pressed that play inside, had a hat on Junt, and then let the cavalry come in and clean him up. So Legacy standing tall here, and Minot High with that little bit of a wind at their back. I would imagine that it's actually loosened up a little bit. It was probably 10 to 15. Now it's probably under 10.
It's getting warmer, this press box, by the minute as well with these doors closed. Third down situation. Minot High feeling the heat right now as well. Sparrow's going to roll out of the pocket. Wide open downfield. Oh my, uncovered was number 17 for the Magi. And waiting for that one on a tee, Caden Kraft brings up a first down and a major gain for the Magi.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the coverage in the secondary, but as soon as Sparrow got out of the pocket and escaped Vegas George in that strong outside rush, he stepped up and found Kraft, and he was alone.
Paul Junt, the athletic director from Bismarck Legacy, just came and visited us here. TD, I've got good news for you. He turned on the air conditioner for us inside the booth. You can't beat that, can you?
That is service right there. That's red carpet right there.
I love it. Special thanks to him, big time. Ruziska's going to break free, get some more off the play, and Ruziska's going to carry the football forward. He had a touchdown for the Magi in the opener against St. Mary's, along with 20 yards in the air and another 10 yards on 2 carries on the ground. 5 and 5 for him, and he's got a pickup here. Under 10 to play in this opening half of football. Kellogg makes the stop again, the 6'3", 215-pound senior. Handoff again, this time up the middle with some steam, and maybe to that first down marker was Hunter Horner. Does he get enough on the play? Oh, I'm sorry, it was Junt up the middle.
Yeah, and he did get the first down yardage. One kid that just limped off, and he's an important cog for Legacy, is the outside backer, Vegas George, the all-WDA performer a season ago for Legacy, and that would be a big loss. He's still got his helmet in his hand and maybe just shooken up. He looks like he's going to come back in, Nick.
First down and 10 for the Magi. The turf plays a little bit of a factor from time to time. Maybe that part of the equation here. This one across the middle for Conklin, too high over his head. That brings up a second down situation.
Yeah, Ben Watson, the backer who came in for Legacy, spelling Vegas George, had good coverage step for step there. Boy, that air conditioner does feel nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
How did we not know that was there?
That is the question, the question of the night. This could have solved the problem from the start here this evening, I'd have to say, TD. Motion man for the Magi and receiving the football. That's Fernandez. Breaks free up the far sideline all the way up over the 17. And then he's pounded as he goes out of bounds on the defensive stop coming up from Isaac Mitchell, the junior free safety on the far side. But another big gain for the Magi. Minot High is now in striking position, both with the ball at the 25-yard line of the Legacy Sabres.
And it's a pretty good job tiptoeing the sideline there. They actually mark him out at the 25, so gain of 9 for Fernandez on that jet sweep.
Minot High lines him up here with 2 on the left side, 1 on the right from the shotgun again, and this time it's going to be handed off and carried forward by Bachman, and Bachman wound up and taken down in a quick hurry. Jackson Kellogg again right there on the stop.
Jackson kind of sprung on the scenes. He took a year or 2 off of football, came back as a sophomore, and now he's played sophomore, junior, and senior, and boy, he's just gotten better and better and better for Legacy.
Handoff again, Fernandez. Went over to the right, cut back to the left, and then he's going to be eaten up by Vegas George and company. Brings up a third down and a long 8 to go here for the Magi. Big thanks again to our friends at Jersey Mike's. They bring you the ball game here tonight. Jersey Mike's is a sub above. You can vote for the Jersey Mike's Player of the Week this week and every week at Jersey Mike's. Big thanks to them for their continued support of North Dakota high school football, high school athletics, and the PSP network. Handoff ahead forward, and that was an absolute tattoo job. Mitchell Wall, the 230-pound linebacker, shut the door in a quick hurry. That was a rock'em sock'em hit.
All you saw was a maroon helmet going forward and then stopping and going backwards. That was a heavy hit there by Wald.
Fans get loud on the fourth down situation. Minot High is electing to go forward here as they look to see if they can get some points on the board. Here in this first half of football, they trail 7-0 right now on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Back to pass. Sparrow downfield, corner of the end zone, sent it too deep. Intended over on the far sideline for Horner, but it had too much on it.
Yeah, Wyatt Kraft, their backup secondary player. Nice job there of Horner kind of walling him off again and using the sideline as an extra defender. And I almost think Horner maybe stepped out of bounds, so I don't even know if he could have caught the pass when he did come in. So Legacy bends but doesn't break.
They've got a 7-0 lead here on the BNC National Bank scoreboard right now. They're going to get the ball back on the turnover on downs here for the Magi. Big thanks again to our friends at Hub International Insurance. They also bring you the ball game here tonight. Hub International Insurance can be found at 355-3100. Flag on the play as the rugby scrum continues here.
Yeah, Miller on the keep, but I'll have to sort this one out.
Officials have the conversation about it.
Yeah, usually when it comes in, when it's post-snap, if it's not a line of scrimmage type of infraction, that's usually what it is. That's a 5-yard face mask penalty.
Sabre first down. Ball marked at the 33-yard line. First down and 10. We're in the second quarter here on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Sabres go to work as their student section comes alive. Miller on the keeper. He's going to carry that ball ahead forward. Good gain on the play for the quarterback. Well, we talk about Sparrow and Miller going toe-to-toe against each other here tonight. Neither of them really overly impressive at this point, or taking the game into their own hands, if you will, here tonight. Not that either are playing bad by any means.
Yeah, Miller 6 carries for a -4, but he had an 18-yard loss that he had to absorb on the snap that went over his head.
Ball's handed off. Guess who? And on the run, it's Carl Henry again.
Yeah, give him 5. Yeah, actually make it a 6-yard gain on a first down. Move the chains.
Logan Conklin made the stop. Well, more games in action here tonight. You've got St. Mary's and Bismarck High playing tonight. That one across town, and on the call you've got Chuck Claremont and Scott Woodmansey for the call there. Handoff's going to come again, and this time Legacy Sabres move the football all the way up over midfield, all the way down to the 40, where do they mark it, 44-yard line here. And the Sabres with a 7-0 lead with 5:12 left in this first half of football. Look to add more now with a first down and 10 situation.
Yeah, quick handoff there to the fullback. Just kind of, he's mostly a blocker, but there's a token handoff to the fullback, and he got loose.
Handoff again. Swarmed up by Turnbow and company on the handoff that came away for Carl Henry.
Yeah, that time Legacy was running right down Broadway, and they ran into a double middle linebacker blitz, and so there was a lot of weight duress in the middle of the football field right there, and that play had no chance.
By the way, Caden Turnbull on the stop right there, TD. You want to hear somebody that can sing? Caden Turnbull is that guy. He performed the nation's national anthem last night at the Minot High volleyball matchup with the Dickinson Midgets. He's a big dude, but boy, does he have a voice. Miller swings it out to the far side. Reception on the play. Forward we go for Wyatt Kraft. And Kraft is going to pick up a few on the play and then hauled up with 3 minutes, 58 seconds left here in the first half of football.
Rosiska on the stop as Legacy trying to get that smoke screen going to the wide receiver on that side as they hit the slot to Kraft, but the wide receiver couldn't get the kick-out block necessary to make that a bigger gain.
Third down situation here. That's a family back home in the Magic City watching tonight. My son, Ike Holberg, dialed into the ball game tonight. Ike, hope you're enjoying Minot High football tonight. Taking a little break from Baby Shark and jumping on the trampoline. Flag on the play.
Yeah, Legacy went to the hard count, and they got Aiden Beckedall to jump into the neutral zone, so that's 5 yards and makes this third down a little bit more manageable for Legacy. That is the third penalty here in the first half, whistled against the Magi.
Pretty clean football game for the most part here tonight, especially for early on of the season.
Yeah, just 3 penalties for Minot, 1 for Legacy, and just 1 punt in the contest. Actually, check that, 2 punts and a blocked punt.
Handoff again. Cutting back, nowhere to go that time as Carl Henry was taken down, still finds a way to run downfield. And really a sign of a talented kid when you know you're tackled for a loss and still somehow find a way to manage a few more yards on the play.
Yeah, I don't know how he got back. He was back at the original line of scrimmage and had about a 6-yard loss he was staring at and somehow got it back to a loss of 1. So he got 5 of those on his own. Looks like Legacy's going to roll the dice here.
Fourth down situation. Sabres want to add to a 7-0 lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. From the shotgun position, Logan Miller looked to call it, and a timeout will come here. We're going to break aside as well. 7-0 right now on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. The Sabres are on top. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Ball back to Sanford Sports Complex here in Bismarck, North Dakota. Nick Holberg and Todd Dobry's on the call. I don't know that we've ever had a chance to sit side by side for a ball game.
I don't think we have.
Great to work with you here tonight. Matchup between Legacy and Minot High. Falling back to pass, Miller throws it downfield. It's caught and all the way down to the corner of the end zone. Are they in or is he out of bounds? Where's the call on the field? Either way, it's Wyatt Kraft that comes up with an exceptional play. And the Sabres are on the move again. They're going to mark that ball at the 2-yard line as Miller found Kraft. And Legacy's knocking at the door as they enter the Serve Pro red zone. Not only do they enter, they go deep into the Serve Pro end zone here with 2:11 left in the first half.
Yeah, that underthrown ball, it was kind of off the back foot for Logan Miller, but boy, that gave Wyatt Kraft an advantage over Zach Brown and took advantage, then scampered up the sideline, set Legacy up 1st and goal.
Motion man here for the Legacy Sabres. That was Urlacher. Ball's going to be handed off, but guess who rewarded for the hard work in the first half of football? Carl Henry picks up another touchdown to his resume, and Henry is into the end zone to make it 13-0 Sabres.
Henry was not going to be denied right there, Nick, as he was sniffing the goal line. And I'm not kidding you. I thought 5 white jerseys had a chance to put a hat on Carl Henry, and somehow he never got tackled.
He's going to be a force to be reckoned with inside of the WDA this year. That's no secret coming into the season. But he's just a guy that finds a way to run downhill in such a way that makes him almost impossible to stop. This one is up through the uprights again, and Reese Snow is 2 for 2 in the ball game on the point after attempts. Sabres lead 14-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Minot High looking for some offense when we come back here to Bismarck.
Way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion, obviously, because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion, obviously, because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Big thanks again to all those sponsors that you see on the PSP network. Frankly, without them each and every night that we're on the air, we just wouldn't be here. A big thank you again to all those sponsors that make these games possible on the PSP network. Ball's going to be taken here and carried back by the Magi as Kellen Burke was on the return all the way up to just about the 30-yard line as Minot High goes to work with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the first half of football. And on the BNC National Bank and Trust scoreboard, Legacy's got a 14-0 lead.
8-play, 75-yard scoring drive for Legacy, capped off by that 2-yard touchdown run for Carl Henry. The big play, the 37-yard pitch and catch from Logan Miller to Wyatt Kraft. Also a nice 12-yard run for Mitchell Wald on that touchdown drive as well.
Taken here by Sparrow. He's going to hand it off with some speed over to the far side, but wrapped up there was Talon Junt. And where does the stop come from for the Sabres? Again, it's the big man that makes the stop again. Which big man do you say? Well,
Alex Veska that time.
Plenty of them. Thank you so much.
Good job of stringing that out by that Legacy defense on that wide side run by Junt.
Have to laugh about that. St. Mary's not as big as this Legacy team. St. Mary's is the team that Minot High saw last week. How much of a difference goes into that for game prep, TD, when the teams that you're facing have such a different size to them? Bigger to smaller, does it matter when game prep is made?
Oh, I'm sure it does. It just sometimes makes that interior running game a little bit more difficult, because if you got a bunch of big bodies in there, they're just hard to get moving, and they eat up space, allow the linebackers to really run and pursue. But if you can get those linemen on smaller linemen to hit those guys, get them a hole, then get off into the second level, it's a huge difference.
Sparrow's back to pass. He's going to be rushed out of the pocket. He turns the motor on, goes all the way to the first down marker, and he'll pick up the yardage needed for a first down at 10 here for the Magi with 39 seconds ticking away here in this first half of football.
Shoved out of bounds there by Jared Frank, the reserve defensive back for Legacy. Another fourth down decision here, and boy, Chauncey Hendershot's been kind of aggressive on these, but it looks like now he might send out the punting unit.
Punting unit will come out back to retrieve
Back to return Isaac Mitchell.
Isaac Mitchell.
Sparrow, the punter for the Magicians.
39 seconds left here in this opening half. Timeout called by Minot High. They trail 14-0. We'll take a break as well here on the PSP Network. The Magi call a timeout to see if they could maybe muster up one more play before the first half comes to a close. They trail by 14 on the PSP Network.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Fourth down situation for the Magi as Sparrow puts the boot down this one. Good kick for the Magi and a good Minot High roll as well. Inside the 20, rolls down to the 15, almost to the 10-yard line. And some field position here for the Legacy Sabres that has them hemmed in their own territory with 26 seconds remaining here in this first half. TD, the game plan here, if Clemenson and the Legacy Sabres, do you have one with 26 seconds remaining in the half of football?
Take a knee and take a 14-point lead to halftime. Nice 49-yard punt there by Jaden Sparrow, and this is not a situation where you get too cute here. You're gonna take one snap and go talk about it at halftime.
Let that play clock run down to 0. By the way, Planet Pizza brings you the broadcast here tonight on the PSP Network. They've been proudly serving the Magic City for over 25 years. The largest laser tag playground in the region. Both watering pizza and chicken wings. Don't forget about their 30-inch Galactic. They truly are out of this world. They have the largest laser tag playground in the region, as mentioned. They can be called tonight at 701-852-1700. They will deliver for you during this ball game here tonight. It's Planet Pizza of the Magic City. Hub International Insurance again brings you this ball game here tonight. 355-3100. Hub International. Northern Plains Heating and Air has over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts. Visit them online, northernplains.com. And don't forget the UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7. And Saturdays, 8:30 to 3. UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. Well, we've reached halftime here tonight. Minot High and Legacy in a 14-0 ball game right now. And it's the Sabres from Legacy that have found every point so far in the contest. We'll have our intermission report coming up in just a few moments here on the PSP Network.
If it's fire damage, Agent Fred Iron. From burnt to unburnt, he does that.
In southwestern and south central North Dakota, on any given day at any given moment, a Dakota Community Bank and Trust customer is logging in or signing on to do their online or mobile banking. We believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service in-house and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our customers anywhere. Like here, or here, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Halftime here in Bismarck on a beautiful night in the capital city. 14-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Legacy on top of Minot High. Welcome into our intermission report. Nick Holberg alongside of Todd Domries for the call here tonight on the PSP Network. Todd, not a whole lot to report from that first half of football. So before the numbers, any big takeaways from half number 1 here tonight in this West Region Showdown?
I mean, the 2 biggest things for me in the first half were Legacy got a big play late in the first half on that 37-yard pitch and catch, Logan Miller to Wyatt Kraft, and then they got the other big play special teams-wise, and hey, Minot moved the football. They actually outgained Legacy here in the first half, but Legacy had the 2 plays that resulted in scoring opportunities, and one of them was courtesy of the botched punt by Minot High.
Any major corrections, first for the Magi, who trail in this one here tonight? Anything that you could see that Minot High would look to improve on in the second half of football?
Well, you had a guy that had 4 catches and 96 yards and was a difference maker last week for the Magi, and so I got to find a way to get the ball in the Logan Conklin's hands. I mean, Talon Junt had a couple opportunities. Jaden Sparrow had a couple opportunities. Fernandez had the biggest gain of the first half outside of the 25-yarder that Sparrow completed to Kraft. But, hey, you got to, when the chips are down, you got to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers, and Conklin exhibited last week that he's a playmaker, so that's the first adjustment. I'm going to throw him a smoke screen or something, just get him going and make the defense kind of react to him getting the ball in space.
Looking to get him activated without a doubt for Legacy on the other side, TD. Any major corrections there? They seem pretty in tune. Obviously, they'd like some more offensive yards here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Legacy got those 2 breaks, but hey, they kind of did their thing. Their 1-2 punch on the ground is Logan Miller and Carl Henry. They played well there, and I thought the Legacy defense came to play today. I mean, Jackson Kellogg, Mitchell Wall, those 2 middle linebackers, and then you got Rinkin bottling it up in the middle, and then they've gotten good perimeter play against those Minot High wide receivers, and Evan Hoffer and Jedi Derrick making plays at the last second, seemingly, to deny big plays for Minot High.
Time to take a look at the numbers from this first half of football. The numbers of the first half brought to you by our friends at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. They've been proudly helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. You can find them online, RogerWardMovingAndStorage.com. Schedule a move or find a quote, Roger Ward Moving and Storage. They bring you tonight's look at the stats. They also bring you the move of the game here tonight, brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Do you have some more stat lines for us besides what we've already discussed here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Team numbers first for Legacy, 14 carries, 30 yards in the first half, 5 of 7 for Logan Miller throwing the football for 49 yards. That's 79 yards total offense for the Sabres in the first 24 minutes. Minot High counters with 18 rushes for 51 yards. Sparrow just 3 of 10 through the air for 45 yards, 96 yards total offense for the Magi. Magi lead the yardage 96-79 here in the first half. Kind of a mutter from a total yardage standpoint, but the individual leaders, Legacy gets a touchdown on the ground from Carl Henry on his 7 carries for 22 yards. Logan Miller with a touchdown run as well for the Sabres. Miller 5 of 7 throwing the football for 49 yards. His favorite receiver was Wyatt Kraft with 4 catches for 44 yards. Minot High led by the 9 carries and 21 yards of Talon Junt. Jaden Sparrow toted it 4 times for 14 yards, and maybe the stat of the game is Sparrow throwing the football. He was efficient last week, but tonight just 3 of 10 for 45 yards, and 25 of those came to Kraft on that big gainer for the Minot High Magicians. That's the tail of the tape. Not much going on punting-wise. Penalties just about even, and just that one big punt miscue in the first half, the only quote-unquote turnover/big play in that first stanza.
Yeah, you hit it on the head last week. Jaden Sparrow, 10 for 14 for 165 yards, TD. Good enough for a 72% passer rating last week. Numbers not quite where they were last week. He'll look to get going with Conklin and company when we come back to our second half. When we come back, we'll kick off our second half here on the PSP Network. 14-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Again, it's Legacy on top of the showdown here tonight with Minot High. What will change in the second as the sun starts to go down and create some shade here at Sanford Sports Complex. It's high school football here on the PSP Network.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
And finally, Agent Smith. He's in charge of restoring your property to its original state.
best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden french fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial. This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Legacy Band in full force here tonight, putting on a show for us here at halftime. They've done their part to set the mood and the tempo here tonight for this West Region showdown tonight on the PSP Network. Time for our second half of football with Legacy on top of Minot 14-0. Second half brought to you in part by our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. We offer free consultations and financing options to make it easy to take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit minotbraces.com today to get started with a free virtual consultation. It's Prestwich Orthodontics. They bring you the second half of tonight's football game. Minot High will boot it away off to the Legacy Sabres. Minot High's in white, Legacy's in black and gold here tonight. If you're just joining us on the PSP Network, again, Nick Holberg alongside of Todd Domries on the call here on the PSP Network from Sanford Sports Complex. Is the next point, it's such a cliche, obviously, TD, but in my mind, if Legacy gets one more in this matchup, it might be tough for Minot High to come back with how much offense they were able to put up in that first half. The next points in this game, obviously, pivotal. Is that a fair statement, or is that too much of a cliche early on here in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think this drive here is important just for the fact that you still do have a little bit of wind at your back for Minot High, so maybe you can pin them deep here, get good field position, let Sparrow open it up a little bit and see what happens.
Big hit came there off of the return, and it brings up a first down at 10. And on to work comes Miller again, the quarterback here for the Legacy Sabres that last year had 618 yards to his junior career stat line, 39 for 76. That was good enough for 51%. First down and 10 here for the Sabres to start things off under the direction of Logan Miller. 11:52 to play in the third quarter. Handoff comes up the middle, breaking free, and then downhill again goes Carl Henry. He's just on a different level with the size and velocity that he runs with.
It's a perfect description there. Downhill is exactly what happened. It's kind of a stretch play. And boy, once he put that foot in the ground and turned it north and south, he accelerated, and there was no juke in that time. It was just pads, low, and get as much as I can before I'm hit down. That's his biggest rush of the night.
Linebackers and that defensive line might be sore tomorrow for the Magi because the big man's got the ball again. This time they wrap him up, swarm him down, and Henry goes to the ground hard with the help of Minot High's defensive core, including DJ Jones.
Our flag came in from the umpire. That's usually a hold, but it almost looked like in the backside that Legacy might have got caught on a chop block there. Yep.
Good call.
They're walling off that backside, and somebody had the guy engaged up high, and I saw somebody go down low. And if you got somebody with leverage like that and you go down low, that's an automatic 15-yarder. That's a big one. Hey, Nick, updated score in from the Community Bowl tonight. Number 2, Mandan, sticking it to number 5, Century, 24-7 at halftime.
Wow. The dominance of the Patriots maybe something of the past here for 2022. We knew Mandan was going to be good with Jablonski and company. How good would they be? Well, seems like they've got a pretty solid start to their year brewing. That ball's going to be tossed away here to the near side. It's incomplete on the attempt to Urlacher. He had a 37-yard catch in week number 1 and a 35-14 loss to Cheyenne. And a player that is a target here for Miller, and one that he looks to go to again probably here in this bowl game. 10:53 left here in quarter number 3, 14-0. Legacy on top.
Yeah, just bend here, don't break. Give them 5 or 10 and get off the field if you're Minot High here on 3rd and distance.
Chop block penalties got them head back in their own territory. Quick hitter there that comes away to Henry, and Carl Henry still on his feet, battles for more, and Henry is up over the 25-yard line, close to the 30, and it's going to bring up a 4th down situation still, even with the hard effort coming there from Henry.
I didn't change it. I changed it on one sheet, but on the other one. But that play right there was made by Michael George. He was the one who bottled up Carl Henry. He got away, but George did just enough to let the troops come in and finish him off.
The yards after the tackle for a guy like Henry, how much does that raise his college stock moving ahead forward if he would like to continue his career?
Oh, absolutely.
Ball's going to be kicked back all the way to the 50-yard line. Kind of a risky play there from Burke. Called for the fair catch, had to dive ahead forward at it, and Burke gobbles it up right at the 50, and it brings up a 1st down and 10 for the Magi. They get the ball for the first time here in the second half.
Just what the doctor ordered, though, Nick. You force a 3 and out, just a short 23-yard punt, and Minot High in business here, taking over at midfield.
Magi go to work under the direction again of Jaden Sparrow. 1 TD in the air, 1 on the ground for him so far on the year. 2 wideouts on the left, 1 on the right. The key for the second half from TD was to get Logan Conklin going. This time they just go to the ground, and it's Bachman that's ahead forward on the carry. Doesn't gain much on the play. Maybe a yard on the first play here in the second half of the offensive side for the Magi. And the tackle was made from the Legacy Sabres with under 10 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
It'd be even better if Minot had a Bachman-Turner overdrive.
Yeah, that's the old school stuff. That's probably the old Camaro for you up in Langdon. That's kind of what was rocking when the hair was long back in the day. Sparrow across the middle. There's that hitter you were talking about. Came to Conklin. Good gain for the Magi on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down on roughly just about a 7-yard pickup there for the junior wideout.
Okay, on schedule here, though. I mean, you got a couple yards on first down. You hit a 5-yarder now to Conklin. And let's pick up a first down now and see if we can get some consistency going offensively.
Sparrow takes a look to his left and to his right. Play clock down to 12 seconds right now as he managed it well in week number 1. He continues to manage it here. It's down to 5 now. Fakes the handoff. Now he gives it away to the far side. And with the run over to the far side, Caden Kraft. And Kraft is up to move the chains and on it high. The sweep play over to the far side of the chains in motion.
Yep, nice 7-yard gain. First down. Good timing. You know what I mean? You kind of almost lulled Legacy to sleep, and then you send Kraft in that quick motion and hand it off to him with a head of steam. Good seal block on the edge there.
Shotgun formation here. Talked about it in week number 1 for the Magi. Chauncey Hendershot not afraid to use plenty of players to touch the football. They had 4 that played from the back position on week number 1, and more added to that list here in week number 2. There goes Sparrow, slides it ahead forward. Oh, he's tattooed after the play. There's going to be extra yards coming. The unnecessary roughness coming here, TD. As Sparrow took that one right on top of the helmet after he was already down on the ground.
Yeah, he went to the slide, and he had a linebacker coming in there saying, all right, I'm going to get a lick in, and 1, 2, 3 Hankies out there said, no, you can't do that. 15 yards on the end of a 9-yard scramble for Sparrow, and Minot High is in business.
24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire, water, cleanup, restoration, you name it. It's Serve Pro, and we enter the Serve Pro red zone here for the first time in a while for the Magi. First time in the second half. They trail 14-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard, but the handoff goes to Fernandez, and then he's going to be swept up and taken down. The stop coming from Jackson Kellogg, the linebacker at 215 and 6'3". Got a pretty good look on him there, didn't he? 8-10 to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Kellogg did, but the play was really made there by Aaron Urlacher. He was the corner who came up and just pressed that, and then they had to force Fernandez inside, and then the troops came and belted him down.
Minot High's big man up front. Winchesky, Mitchell, Turnbow, and Aravit trying to do their job here tonight, pushing forward ahead. They're going to get some help here. And forward they go. Broderick was the one in on the carry. Broderick, one of those players that the Magi used in the late portion of the ball game last week. They use him again here. Cuts over to the left, then to the right. He's all the way inside the 10-yard line, and a first down coming here for the Magi, it looks, and it will be a first down and goal situation with 7.5 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, 2 carries, 9 yards for Broderick, and you mentioned it now, Nick, that the Minot Moving Company up front is creating some lanes.
Broderick again on the carry. He's gobbled up in the middle, a swarm of Sabres. And who's going to get credit with the tackle? It might be a shared tackle coming here possibly. Is it the big man 87 that comes up with it again?
Yep.
It is Vegas George.
Yeah, also Alex Wetstein in there.
First down, Minot High. 7:01 to play here in quarter number 3. Trailing 14-0. They're deep inside the Serve Pro red zone. Fernandez, the motion man. They hand off to him. Cuts to his left, to his right. Wide open into the end zone. Oh, then he's spanked as he walked it over the line. He scores. And another unnecessary roughness coming here from the Sabres as Fernandez scampers in for 6 points.
I don't know what the defense is doing there. I mean, Fernandez was 5 yards into the end zone, then he just got planted. And then Legacy's like, what? Like, what did I do? But, hey, great cut there by Fernandez. I mean, he set that block up just expertly, had his hand on the hip, and the Legacy defender came out and said, you know what, I'm going to force it inside. And Fernandez had enough momentum to get into the end zone.
Fernandez from 2 yards out here tonight puts Minot on the board. It's 14-6 right now. The Magi are going to look to kick the point after. 6:49 left here in quarter number 3. Minot's on the board for the first time here tonight. Point after attempt coming here. It's up, has plenty of distance, but it's wide left. And the point will remain at 6. 14-6. Minot trails in this one. The Legacy Sabres on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Magi are into the end zone, but the Sabres will get the ball back when we return here to Bismarck. Shootout in the West Region tonight here on the PSP Network.
Way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
And finally, Agent Smith. He's in charge of restoring your property to its original state.
Minot's on the board for the first time tonight. They're going to come out and boot it deep into the end zone, all the way to the back of the end zone. And Legacy's going to get the football and some field position back in their own territory at the 20-yard line to start things off here with an 8-point lead.
Minot High forces a 3-and-out there, Nick. Legacy's opening possession here the second half. Get good field position in a short field. They run it 8 plays, 50 yards, capped off by the Fernandez 2-yard touchdown run. Kick, those points come back to be big later in games. So we'll see how that missed extra point plays out in this one.
Roger Ward Moving and Storage brings you the ball game here tonight and this game reset. Roger Ward Moving and Storage helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. Find them online, RogerWardMovingandStorage.com. Game reset coming right after this play from Miller. He's going to be gobbled up, and the stop was there. Fired up after making the play for the Magi. Big number 33 on the defensive side, Brady Larson, the 180-pound linebacker. Game reset looks like this. Logan Miller at 8-11 in the first quarter of football made it 6-0. The point after was good. Legacy scored again. It was Henry from 2 yards out. 13-0 Sabres at that point. They got the point after to make it 14-0. And then Minot High just got on the board with Fernandez. Guess from where? 2 yards out. All three of them have been from 2 yards out. And it's 14-6 because the Magi missed the point after attempt. Quick hitter to the near side, over to the left, and the ball is going to be taken there. And ahead forward on the play, it's Tristan Will, and Tristan Will's got his first touch here in the contest.
Yeah, nice gain of 8, and Minot dodged one there because Wyatt Kraft was 15 yards behind the defense, but Miller couldn't set because he was under so much pressure. He had to just roll out and dump it into the flat to Tristan Will. But if he could have set and hoisted it down the field, he could have thrown the worst duck in the history of football, and he could have completed it to a wide-open Wyatt Kraft.
Henry's in the backfield. 1 on the left, 2 on the right here for the Sabres. Miller on the keeper, wrapped up in a hurry, and right on top of him, making the play for the Magi was number 44 for the Magicians. That's Max Cunningham. Good on the wrestling mat and on the football field. Cunningham's got the stop for the Magi.
Another operator error on my part. I had Max Cunningham as 45. No wonder I haven't credited Max Cunningham with any tackles so far.
If anyone watched the volleyball game last night on the PSP Network, again, our apologies go out to Homiston and King from Dickinson that were involved in that volleyball matchup last night. Nice coverage there from Minot High. It's going to come all the way back up to the 45-yard line. Minot High is going to get some good field position here. Legacy fans thought maybe a roughing the kicker was going to come. There is a flag on the field, TD. Is that what the call will be?
Not from that spot. I mean, that I got a procedure penalty being whistled against Legacy, so I'm sure Minot High is going to decline that. I mean, you're going to take the ball at the 46. I mean, you got momentum. You've forced 2 3-and-outs here. Yep, they decline it. So the punt will stand. Ends up being just a 28-yard punt. So 23-yard punt now and 28-yard punt, 2 3-and-outs to start the second half for Legacy.
Minot gains possession on the 46-yard line.
First down and 10. Here's why I have to apologize to anyone that watched that volleyball matchup last night and the two girls from Dickinson. In our game note preparation last night, getting the game note set, I had the wrong number on 2 players. They had the same number on my game notes. It was an error on my part. Well, by chance, TD, of all things to happen, that was the player of the game last night. Here's Conklin. Oh, he's open. Far side, 10-5, touchdown, and into the end zone. Conklin from Sparrow. And the Magi connect with the top duo that they've got. Conklin from way deep.
Ball game. We got a ball game. 54 yards right on the money.
Second time this year that those two have hooked up on the season. And it's now 14-12.
Now you got to go for 2.
That's what the Magi will do here. They hand off and easily into the end zone for the Magicians was Broderick. And we've got ourselves a ball game. It's 14-14 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Is this what you expected here tonight, TD, from both of these teams?
Hey, man, I had a sneaky suspicion that all 3 games in the capital city tonight were going to be good ones. And we do have an update in from St. Mary's tonight at halftime. The Saints leading the Demons 14-0 at the break.
14-14 here. We're just keeping right here at Sanford Sports Complex. We'll tell you again about Prestwich Orthodontics. Specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages, we offer free consultations and financing options to make it easy to take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit minotbraces.com to get started with a free virtual consultation. It's Prestwich Orthodontics and the UPS store, by the way, located on South Broadway in Minot. The UPS store is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, Saturday, 8:30 to 3. UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. The Magi to boot this one away. Low kick that goes all the way down to the 20-yard line where it's going to be picked up and worked forward here by the Sabres. How about this run coming back all the way back up to midfield? Urlacher breaks free again. He's over the 45, and Urlacher has a response after Minot High ties the ball game.
We talked about now you get a late penalty. We'll see what happened there, but we talked about just what the doctor ordered for Minot High. Hey, get Conklin involved, get a couple stops here, use the wind to your advantage when it's at your back. Now it's kind of dissipated, so not much of an advantage anymore. But now Legacy gets a nice return from Urlacher to kind of get the momentum back on their side. And now you're going to get unsportsmanlike against Minot High. When
you think about rivalries, Minot High Legacy really isn't one that comes to mind as a big one inside the West region, but
yeah, they've only played 8 times. I mean,
right.
Legacy hasn't developed too many big rivalries with teams yet.
But when you look at the last 2 times these two teams played, last year and this year, it seems to be that there's some bad blood between the two schools for whatever reason that may be. Some of the late hits and some of the unsportsmanlike penalties.
We've had 4 15-yarders tonight, so you might be onto something there, Nick.
Prison rules when these two teams play. The Magi and Sabres into one here tonight. 4:26 left here in the third quarter. A strike the other way and into the hands it goes. How about the play there as it's going to go from the quarterback Miller to Wyatt Kraft. And we've got ourselves a dogfight brewing here at Sanford Sports Complex.
Just kind of threw a jump ball up there. Ends up being a 29-yard gain. Good hands by Wyatt Kraft at the end of that thing, too, to just climb the ladder and go grab that baby.
Got a good crowd here tonight, by the way, and they got loud as he did climb the ladder there and get up after it. Kraft, an excellent athlete.
A good baseball player.
Well, Henry's in the backfield with Miller from the shotgun. Miller's going to keep it here. Miller over to his left side. Flag on the play. Hauled down from behind as Miller tried to gain a head forward. And the stop was made from the big man from Minot High. Again, normally wearing number 13. It's number 49 tonight, Michael George, the linebacker.
It's got to be a hold on Legacy, I would imagine. Yep. So that will come back. All of a sudden, the 5th penalty here on Legacy, and that one hurt because you would have been probably at the shadow of the goal line, about 3-4 yard line on that scamper by Miller. But interesting that the hold must have happened downfield because usually a holding is 10-yard penalty, right? But now it's 1st and 15, so it was well downfield where the penalty was whistled on the Sabres.
Miller again. Quick to the left side, connects there. And the stop was made from the Magicians in a quick hurry as Swarming on top of number 4. I do apologize. Here for Legacy. I've got the wrong sheet in my hand, TD. Forgive me here. Wyatt Kraft again.
Yeah, and I like the play. You just hit Kraft over the top, and so now you just run a quick 7-yard out. And Minot's giving him a little space, right? And you're take advantage of that.
Brown made the stop for the Magi. Miller again. Falls back to pass. Over to the right side. Big hit there. The stop was made again as Anthony Brown came up big in a big hurry as he shuts the door on Cade Murphy on the pass over to the right side and a loss on the play.
Well, and Minot came with a double middle linebacker blitz. They got both those linebackers in the A gap, and they were coming hard, so Miller read it. Got it out into the hands of Murphy, but boy, what a play by Brown to make that a 3-yard loss on the completed pass.
2:40 to tick away here in the third quarter. BNC National Bank scoreboard reads 14-14. Miller chased out of the pocket by Turnbull, fires it back across the middle. Intended recipient was Aaron Urlacher, and Urlacher unable to get hands on it, and it brings up a 4th down situation here for the Sabres.
Yeah, see, that's a play there where Logan Miller has a tendency sometimes to just try to put a little bit too much mustard on the football, and he tried to drive that one in there, and then it ended up being inaccurate, Nick. And so Urlacher had a little bit of space there if he'd have been led and just kind of could have slid into it on the boundary there. So now we're going to a little field goal.
Snow to kick for the Sabres.
Reese Snow comes out.
27-yarder for the lead.
2 for 2 on the point after attempts here tonight. That one looks up and good. And 3 points goes out of the board.
It would have been good from 28.
Had the boot on it. 3-point lead here for Legacy at 17-14. We got ourselves a ball game tonight in this West Region Showdown. Don't go anywhere. Minot High gets the ball back when we return.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Well, you see that the wind has basically gone down here tonight in Bismarck with the sun starting to set behind us here at Sanford Sports Complex. Lights are on here tonight. And we've got ourselves a shootout underneath the lights brewing, 17-14 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Legacy's on top. Nick Holberg alongside of Todd Dobries here on the call tonight as we saw Reese Snow put a field goal up from 27 out. And Minot High's got the football back. They faked the reverse all the way back at their own 10-yard line, up over Midfield, it's going to come, or sorry, the 35-yard line to midfield. And Talon Junt runs it ahead forward. Stop is made by Pegors, and we're down to 2:19 to play here in this third quarter.
Jam-packed action here in the third quarter, Nick, is a 27-yard field goal for Legacy, giving them the lead here. Is set up by the Urlacher kickoff return, and then the big 29-yard catch on that drive by Wyatt Kraft.
Two wideouts over on the left, one on the right. That's Conklin. He's had a big one here tonight. Another touchdown for him, second time on the season that they have hooked up on the year. Ball's going to come back away, however, this time with a handoff to Bachman. And Bachman ran it over to the left side. He's gobbled up there with 2:07 ticking down here in this third quarter. It brings up a second down and 10 for the Magi.
Kind of what we thought here, right, Nick? I mean, you came into this game, and I just had this sneaky suspicion that this baby was going to be decided in the fourth quarter, and it sure looks like this thing is going right down to the wire.
Under 2 to play here in the third quarter. It's had a little bit of everything tonight. It was a little bit slow maybe in that first half. Not a whole lot of offensive production. Both teams under 100 yards of total offense, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here's Conklin on the near side. Conklin puts the head down, moves it ahead forward. He's going to be eaten up over here on the near side with the help of a couple Sabres, and the one that is going to get credit, I believe, with the stop.
Cade Murphy was.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll call it a self-defense tackle.
Yeah, that's a good way to call it.
Because you said it exactly right. Conklin wasn't juking and jiving that time. He was squaring him up and just trying to bulldoze him.
Conklin at 6'4", 175. The junior split end, good on the basketball floor as well. Well, that kid continues to grow. He's going to be a big, big man, isn't he? Third down and 5 for the Magi. 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. Deep downfield, all wide open with the opportunity right through the hands on the bomb from the 40-yard line all the way down to the 20. Fernandez was there, and Sparrow just led him a little bit too far.
Yeah, they faked a smoke screen and then had Fernandez on the streak route, and that's a whiff because Sparrow, I mean, you just got to get that ball in your receiver's hand. Even if you underthrow it a little bit, it's a 30, 40-yard gain. It might not be a touchdown, but Isaac Mitchell was 5, maybe 10 yards behind the play.
Fourth down situation. Sparrow's back to punt this one away.
Always got to be on the lookout when your quarterback's the punter.
Wyatt Kraft back to retrieve. As Sparrow towers that one up, Kraft calls for the fair catch. He gets it with the green gloves. And Legacy comes back to the field with a first down and 10 as we approach the fourth quarter here tonight. 36 seconds remains here in the third. This has been a pretty quick moving ball game tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, not a lot of penalties, not a lot of stop clock situations. The teams have thrown it a little bit. Minot's put it in the air 14 times, as has Legacy, so it's not like either team's just chucking it around the field, and you got a lot of stop clock situations. So,
little Sweet Home Alabama comes onto the loudspeakers here at Sanford Sports Complex. Bismarck certainly has some beautiful facilities for high school football. We were over at Schmeeker Field earlier on today, getting set up for that other matchup between Bismarck High and St. Mary's. Across the middle, wide open. Here come the Sabres back the other way and off to the races all the way up over the 30, 35 down to the 20 and almost into the house with big Vegas George on the pass and reception there, and Legacy's got some momentum as they go down 1 yard outside of the Serve Pro red zone.
46-yard gain, and again, a little pump fake, and Miller used his eyes and just freed up a seam for his tight end, Vegas George. He was rumbling. I mean, he wasn't running away from anybody, but he got a good block downfield from Urlacher as well to give him a bunch of extra yardage.
6'3", 215, the senior tight end. Definitely a big man. And he did exactly that, TD, rumbling down all the way to the 21. Miller fires in corner of the end zone, led him just a bit too far. Wyatt Kraft was there, but unable to reel it in. And Kraft is going to go all the way back out onto the track, if you will. He's slow to get up. Good sportsmanship coming there from the Minot High free safety in the back. That was Brown back there, the cornerback rather.
Kraft kind of at the end of that landed kind of awkwardly. He went out prone trying to catch it, and then he kind of bounced and ended up on the track area, and he comes out for a play.
Miller this time under center. Rolling out to the right, last play of the third quarter, fires it across the middle, into the red zone they go, and the pass is complete into the hands of Aaron Urlacher, and Urlacher's got the catch, and that brings us to the fourth quarter as the Legacy moves into the Serve Pro red zone. That's where we'll start when we come back to fourth quarter action here from Legacy's home field, Sanford Sports Complex. 3-point lead for the home team tonight in this West Region affair. It has been a good one. Don't go anywhere. Finale of this one is next.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
We enter the fourth quarter and the Serve Pro red zone for the Legacy Sabres with a 3-point lead. Miller from the shotgun formation. Low snap. Miller's got it. Cuts back to his left. One man to beat. That's Brown. Then Brown gobbles him up with some help coming there from Turbo. The stop is made for the Minot High defense.
And there's some penetration right up the gut there for Minot High, and just threw the timing off of that play as Miller had to just sidestep one. It actually did a good job of gaining a yard and not lose anything on that play.
11:30 ticking away here in this fourth quarter. Big points on the line tonight inside the conference. That QRF is going to play such a factor this year, determining playoff positioning. Here's Henry on the handoff into the end zone. Does he get there? Yes, he does. And Henry puts it in from 2 yards out again.
Deuces are wild.
Deuces are wild here tonight, especially for Henry. And the lead goes to 23-14.
That was a great block by the fullback, Wald that time, to really allow Henry to do his thing in the hole, as Minot High had good penetration again, but Mitchell Wald just cleared the way for Carl Henry.
Legacy scored the first 2 here tonight. Minot scored the next 2, and then back-to-back points. Now for the Sabres, have them on top by a score of 23-14. That point after was good, make it 24-14. Here tonight, Sabres on their home field, looking to see if they can go 1-0 inside of the West Region to start conference play here this year. We'll come back with Minot High getting the ball back after another Legacy touchdown. That time, Carl Henry found the end zone.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know. Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
(24-14) if you're just joining us here at Sanford Sports Complex. Legacy on top. Nick Holberg, Todd Dobry's on the call here tonight. If you're joining us from the St. Mary's Bismarck High matchup, we apologize for the technical difficulties there tonight. Burke on the run back. He's all the way up to the 35-yard line, trying to get to the 40. And the young man, Burke, has a nice run back here for the Magicians. Certainly a kid that's got a bright future for Minot High.
Yeah, that's what kind of took the momentum back from Minot when Minot had scored 14 unanswered. Legacy got a good return from Erlacher, and now let's see if the same thing happens for Minot High off of that nifty return there by Burke.
Well, Kellen Burke good on the baseball field as well. His older brother Chase certainly was as well. Went on to play some college baseball. He's good on the wrestling mat and good on the football field as well. The tailback for the Magi a few seasons ago. 11 on the dot to play here in quarter number 4. Out to Conklin. Oh, boy, is he plastered on the far side. Conklin got drilled. 44 had the numbers lined up, and Mitch Wald was going to make no doubt about it. He pasted Conklin on the far sideline, and the big man for the Magi had to feel that one.
He came up and did the Hulkamania after he had the big hits. That's a couple of them tonight for old Mitchell Wald.
Conklin's a tough cat. Let me tell you, he went to the sideline, took the helmet off to grab some air as he got wrecked on the far sideline coming from Mitch Wald. Second down and 8 for the Magi. Sparrow passes it out to the near side, connected there. Here's Horner, and there's a flag on the play again, but Horner's going to pick up a first down for the Magi. Where's the call lie on the field? That will decide whether or not Minot High gets a true first down here.
I think you're going to hold on the edge on Fernandez on Minot High.
Here comes the call.
Yep.
Good eye.
Those guys in the trenches, Nick, can get away with a hold occasionally. You know what I mean? But man, when you're on the perimeter out by the numbers and you grab a little jersey like Fernandez did that time, yeah, you never get away with that.
10 minutes, 15 seconds remains here in quarter number 4. Week number 2 of the AA season. Minot High looking to remain unbeaten inside of West Region play and move to 2-0. It's Legacy looking for their first win of the year and first of the conference. And defensively right now, they've got some mojo working, and they also have the fans behind them because Mitch Wald comes up with another stop there for the Sabres.
He is flying around right now as I got an injured Legacy Sabre down. A good play there also by his linebacker mate, net 3-4. He sometimes comes up and plays like a DN position, and that time Vegas George set the edge, and it just caused Fernandez to have to rotate around that and allowed Mitchell Wald to just run to the football.
Injury timeout on the field, and they're going to get the Sabre up. I have to ask you this, TD, is...
That's actually Vegas George who made the good play, and then looks like he's cramping up.
What is it about the turf that makes players cramp? I know you're not a doctor, but pretty darn close. Is there something that is known for causing that compared to the normal grass field? It's a fair statement that the turf maybe generates more cramping than the grass, or is that an unfair statement?
I don't think that's got a factor in it. The kids these days just don't drink enough pickle juice.
That's the bottom line?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that idea from, that the turf causes more cramping than...
You see more cramping nowadays, I think, but...
it's not. It's the pickle juice, the lack thereof.
Yeah. It's just, it's the different levels of nutrients that kids nowadays somehow don't get enough of.
In your high school days, the Langdon water had plenty of the nutrients right in it, correct?
No, our coach was an advocate of pickle juice.
That's a true thing.
That's a true thing, yeah.
Minot High's offense still on the move. They look for some pickle juice here now as they go into Conklin and they pick up a first down.
This is a funny story because Myron Schultz and I had this exact same conversation last year, and he's like, Roger Snortland had pickle juice? He knew about that? Because Myron knew everything about that. He says, well, there's a science to it. And when he was coaching at Mary, they had all this different science on it and stuff, and pickle juice was definitely in the formula.
No kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's what I need to bring into my workout regimen that's been missing for a few years here, a little more pickle juice. 9:35 to play here in this fourth quarter, 24-14. Legacy's on top. Minot's got the football and momentum. Little quick hitter out to the near side. Oh, Talent Jump makes a nice move. He can't cut back, and then he's going to be wrangled up right at the 50-yard line after a gain of 3 on the play. We've seen some hard hits here tonight and some highlight reel plays coming from the defensive side, some highlight reel plays on the offensive side. This game has had pretty much everything you could ask for here tonight, including what could be a finish right now that's one to remember, as a 10-point lead is what separates Legacy from Minot High now with 9 minutes on the dot to play in the ballgame. Shotgun again here from Sparrow. Great crowd on hand tonight, by the way, almost at capacity here at Sanford Sports Complex. That's the seats anyway. Sparrow rushed out of the pocket, over to the 50-yard line, fires downfield. That one incomplete on the attempt to Fernandez. And it brings up a 3rd down and 7 to go here for Minot High School.
You know, in that previous play, you heard a couple oohs and ahs because Talon Junt was just about squared up by Mitchell Wald again. And he just barely whiffed on it. But, man, he had a head of steam, and he was coming with the lumber again. And that played a great job by Sparrow extending the play, and usually that's when the offense has a huge advantage, but also a tip of the cap to that Legacy secondary staying plastered to their receiver.
The Big Hogs up to the line for Minot High again with Chesky, Mitchell, Turnbow, Aravent, and the center Nichols. Shotgun back again to Sparrow. He's rushed out of the pocket. He's got some pressure. Fires it over to the far sideline. Conklin, first down and more. Conklin's going to go to the 30 now, 35-20. 35 to the 30, down to the 25-20 inside the 10-5. And Conklin finds himself deep in the Serpro red zone. And Conklin moving the chains again for the Magi. And some yards after the rush there in a big hurry for Logan Conklin from Sparrow.
Put a cape on that guy. I mean, come on. I was thinking he was going to be down about 4 or 5 times, and Conklin just kept pinballing off of tackles, and what a play.
Conklin, an X-level athlete in a couple different sports, it seems. He was really good on the basketball court last year, one of the starters for the Magi as a sophomore. In this football campaign so far, he's really starting to emerge as a guy in the West region that you're going to have to keep your eyes on. Kind of reminds me of a Jake Caulfield maybe from Minot High School back in the early 2000s that went on to the University of North Dakota and had a pretty good career for the Sioux back in the day when he played wide receiver for Minot High School. They're kind of built the same way, and one of those kids that could take a big hit and not be afraid to step back on the saddle and give it everything he's got on the very next play of the game.
Connor Wald comes out with an injury for Legacy. That's a 44-yard pitch and catch there. Conklin now 6 catches, 131 yards on the night.
8:19 ticks away. Handoff up the middle. Broderick's got it here for the Magi. Forward he went, and then the defensive stop was there. George, Wald, Kellogg, and Kraft. That linebacker core here for Legacy has been good here tonight. And their defensive line of Leno, Rankin, and Jacobson, no different for them either, as they have been stout here, only allowing Minot High 14 points here in this ball game. And the Magi are looking for more right now here with 7:49 ticking away here in the contest. Handoff again. Spin move right there at the 5. And the stop is made again. A loss on the play here for Ruziska as Ruziska was spun up and taken down. And Mitch Wald again comes up with the stop here for the Legacy Sabres.
Yeah, the Wald boys are just taking turns now. Connor comes out, Mitchell comes back in, and he's a one-man wrecking crew right now as he disrupted that play deep in the backfield. Well, this is a must score right here for Minot High.
Down by 10 with 7:12 to play. Points on a bit of a premium here tonight in the first half of football where it ended 14-0. Minot High's had an easier time scoring here in the second half, but it certainly hasn't been a cakewalk for either team. And now we're going to see a timeout as Chauncey Hendershot comes out onto the playing surface for the Magicians to call a timeout here. Under 7 to go here in regulation. We've got ourselves a ball game tonight with Legacy and Minot High. Don't go anywhere. Minot High looking to get into the end zone to see if they could keep their top spot to the West region.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Well, a good look as we come back here to the Minot High offense that looks to punch it into the end zone. Big thanks again to all the sponsors that make these broadcasts possible here on the PSP Network, including our friends at Jersey Mike Subs. They are a sub above. They bring you the player of the week each and every week. Third down, end goal for the Magi. Sparrow keeps it, rolls over to the 10-yard line, falls back to pass, corner of the end zone, up and a touchdown. Minot High is on the board again as Sparrow threads the needle there into the hands of Caden Kraft, and Kraft is on the board.
Unbelievable job there by Jaden Sparrow. I mean, they were looking for Conklin. He ran a jerk route. He started in, came back out, and he was completely bottled up. He had 2-3 guys on him for Legacy, but then just extend the play. Sparrow was retreating, and I'm like, where's he going? Well, finally he found Kraft freed up in that back corner of the end zone.
Sparrow to Kraft, and Kraft's got his first touchdown of the season. And now the lead's at 4. Make it 3 now because Minot High puts the point after up and in. 24-21. We've got ourselves a ball game with 6:50 to play here in regulation tonight. Minot High comes back with a vengeance here in this one. Legacy looking to see what they can do on the offensive side of the ball when we return here to Sanford Sports Complex. Don't go anywhere. We've got ourselves a ball game tonight here on the PSP Network.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Beautiful night tonight here at Sanford Sports Complex in Bismarck, North Dakota. The sun is down behind us. The lights are on. And we've got ourselves a football game here tonight. Minot High strikes Caden Kraft from Sparrow on a play maybe of the game from the Minot High quarterback. The patience, as TD mentioned, from Jaden Sparrow to make that play happen. Certainly impressive. And to find the back corner of the end zone, that was almost like the backyard football game on Thanksgiving. Toss it up and see who goes after it and gets it. That time it was Kraft to bring Minot High back within 3, and we're back underway as Burke sends it deep down to the 10-yard line. Bounces there off the hands of the retriever. It's going to come back to the 10-yard line. Now up to the 20, breaking free. All right at the legs, and down hard goes Evan Hoffer. As Hoffer didn't have that play start the way he wanted it to, but he got a nice recovery from it when it was all said and done.
You know, you see that sometimes if you botch that catch, and that was kind of a bouncing kick, so Hoffer had a chance to pick it up right away but missed it. But then if you get past that first wave, you can sometimes bust those things, and Hoffer just about did that until the kicker, Burke, just came in and absolutely mowed him down.
First down and 10. Teeter-totter match here tonight with Chauncey Hendershot. Chris Clements going toe-to-toe here tonight. TD mentioned earlier the broadcast that Legacy that has been around since 2014. When they came into the league, they've had the same football coach since that time. When they first were established, 2015 when they were established. 6:30 to tick away here in the ball game. Urlacher carried it forward. I've got contradictory stuff on my notes that I took off the WDA website, by the way. I have that they were established in 2015 as the new school, but I also have that they won a state tennis title back in 2014. So one of those has to be something's up, I would have to assume. Handoff comes to Henry here. Over the 30-yard line, up over the 35, and man, there's been some hard hits tonight in this high school football matchup. And a big part of it is how hard the kids run in this one, and Henry proves that point right there. He's got a first down in the play for the Sabres.
Yeah, Carl's got 2 touchdowns tonight, 11 carries for 38 yards, but for the most part, he's been bottled up pretty well by Minot High. He's had a long gain tonight of 9 yards, had a 7-yard gain, but a lot of ones and minus ones.
First and 10 here. They don't go with Henry that time. They go the other direction and handing it off. Ball came to number 31 here for the Sabres. He gets a touch. That's Connor Lang, I do believe.
Yeah, I think it was 37, Tristan Will. But again, like you said, 1s and 7s sometimes hard to catch. But good job by that Minot High defense. That was Turnbow in there, the 3-year starter at left defensive end. Just absolutely slammed the door on Tristan Will.
Thanks for your help on that one. I like the black and gold uniforms, however. Here for the Sabres, they always look mean. That snap handled down by Miller. He had some trouble with it, but he breaks free with it. He's got a gain on the play of about 6. And it brings up a 3rd down and 4 situation here for Miller. 24-21, Legacy on top.
It took Logan Miller a long time. He had that 18-yard loss that he got tacked on in the first half, and now he's a positive 4. It took him a while, but he's out of the hole.
Yeah, when it was a 3rd down and a country mile back earlier on in the ball game.
This is a big play here.
3 points the difference. Another snap that had some trouble. Miller gets it back, fires it out across the middle. Over to the near side for Wyatt Kraft. The defense was there. That one sailed over the heads, brings up a 4th down situation and a punting situation now here for Legacy.
Well, and the whole play is goofed because you get a bad center to quarterback pistol snap. And so, Miller did about all he could. It kind of was high, went off his face mask, bopped up in the air, and then you don't get your feet set, and you're rushing it, and then you overshoot your receiver in the slot.
Wetstein and Miller out of sync here tonight. Wetstein, the center. How do you correct that, TD? Obviously, it's just more reps, right? Is that the game plan to fix something like that? This one drops at the 35. Good Legacy bounce deep inside the 20. Minot High will start from inside their own territory with 4:08 to play here in regulation, trailing 24-21. The snapper off to the quarterback. And that consistency that we talk about.
Yeah, reps. I mean, last week they had a problem with that as well, but you kind of wrote that one off as, hey, wait a minute, it was a wet football, it was raining the whole night, but now tonight you got pretty much mundane conditions, and you're still having some issues. Hasn't been all the time, but that's a crucial time right there. So, and most of them have been high, so that usually can be corrected.
Legacy fans come to volume. So do the Magi fans with 4:08 to play here in regulation. Minot trailing by 3, 24-21 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Handoff to Rosiska. There's a flag on the play.
Junt on the carry, penalty on the play.
Sorry, it was Junt on the carry.
Wrapped up there by Alex Viska, but hey, the one guy I'm seeing on that Legacy sideline is still stretching it out is, the guy that's laid a lot of lumber, and Mitchell Wall. He's not in a football game right now. That's a problem. That's a problem if you're a Sabres fan.
It's on the bottom of your screen, right below the word Legacy there, working that knee out just a bit. Now he's back up, but on the sidelines, the number 44. Vegas George came out with an injury earlier on as well. See if we could spot him back on.
He's back in there. He's in that left defensive end position.
Minot High goes to work. Shotgun again from Sparrow. Lights come on over at the high school now. Gives a little more light to the football field as Sparrow falls back to pass. Has plenty of time. Not anymore. He's under pressure now. Fires it downfield. This is deep. Off to Conklin. Oh, it was almost intercepted into the hands and then out of Wyatt Kraft. He was there on the coverage, and the stop was made at midfield.
He almost boxed out Conklin in that instance. A little bit underthrown, as we talked about earlier. That's usually advantage to receiver, but good job extending the play by Jaden Sparrow. And then, hey, just players make plays, and Wyatt Kraft's one of the best players for Legacy, and he's made a better play than Conklin on the ball.
Stomping on the bleachers tonight, you hear that coming from the student section. 2:38, make it 3:38 left in regulation. Quick hitter from Sparrow over to the far side. Little juke and jive over the far side, then wrangled up and out of bounds in a quick hurry. Going down hard was Caden Kraft again, and it was Jedi Derrick that wrapped him up and put him right down into the turf.
Just a fun name to say, isn't it?
I like it. Yeah, absolutely.
That was a good play, too, Minot just trying to get something there. It was really soft coverage by Legacy, so they went to the little smoke route, but Legacy didn't let them get too much.
3rd down and a long 14 here for the Magi. As time starts to wear thin here in this ball game with 3.5 to play. Sparrow's got it. Rushed out of the pocket. Looks downfield. Fires across into the hand and then out. That one hit the top of the knuckles there again for Caden Kraft. And it was incomplete.
12 of 23 passing now for Jaden Sparrow. He's came alive in the second half. Just 3 of 10 at halftime, but 190 yards in the contest.
I was going to say right before you mentioned that Sparrow's been somebody that I've certainly been impressed with here tonight. Taking the reins as the Magi quarterback last year.
Check that, 180 yards. So can't read my own writing sometimes. So, well, Legacy forces a punt. 3:20 left. Both teams. Check that. Minot has burned 1 timeout. Legacy has their full allotment of all 3.
Could play a factor here. Deep it comes and all the way back out to midfield. It's taken into the hands of Wyatt Kraft, the 230-pound senior, wrapped up in a hurry there. Legacy gets the ball back at the 40-yard line, and they go to work late to this ball game, looking to put the nail in the coffin and throw away the key of this one here tonight, trying to move to 1-1 on the season. Team that last year overall in the Legacy Sabres TD, they went 4-6 overall, 3-2 in the West region, lost in the quarterfinals to West Fargo. Minot went 2-8 overall. They still made the playoffs due to the way it was set up last year in the East vs. West.
You won't have that luxury this year.
QRF is going to play a major factor in a lot of fates of a lot of teams across North Dakota high school football. Minot High finished 5th in the WDA last season. Henry with the handoff. Down to 3 minutes and 9 seconds left here in this 4th quarter, and a timeout coming onto the field. We'll take one as well. 3-point lead for the Sabres as they try to close out Minot High on their home field here tonight. This one's got the makings of something special here late in the ball game. I wouldn't go anywhere. 24-21 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Sabres lead the Magi.
Day ever. You got me looking so fresh. I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a team ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best, best,
But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
The best.
2nd down and 4 for the Sabres as the late portions of the ball game are upon us here tonight. Sabres on top of Minot High here in this showdown. Handoff or a keeper, a head forward. There's going to be a small gain on the play. We have another timeout coming here. I believe we possibly do. Timeout.
Miller on the keep on that carry.
And now you're probably looking at 4 down territory. If you're Legacy, I mean, with 3:03, if you can get a first down here, I mean, Minot High now out of timeouts. Yeah, you know, clock is not in the Magi's favor at that point. But now Minot High stops them on this play and maybe gets a loss. And you might think Legacy might punt it and just see if they can make Minot High track down a whole long field to get a tying field goal or potentially a game-winning touchdown.
Well, the mathematicians and those coaches on the sidelines with the game of chess right now trying to figure out the exact game plan. As you mentioned, TD, running that ball forward the way that Legacy has here tonight, and another first down certainly would help the cause of the Sabres here tonight. See if they could head into the Shots Crossroads Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show with a victory here tonight. By the way, Shots Crossroads, home to the famous number 99. Matt Borelli's listening tonight, the color commentator for Minot High Magicians Hockey on the PSP Network up in Minot.
So I've never had the 99. I've seen pictures of it. Mackenzie Quintus, our volleyball color edition last night, did a great job, and she was asking, hey, what is the 99? She's never had it either. So
it is one of the most delicious things on the planet, is the bottom line, TD. But Matt Morelli and I joke each and every time we're on the air during hockey season. I always talk about the banana cream pie and how good that is. Well, I found out that my announcing partner at Nodak Speedway, Larry McFall, buys those banana cream pies as a whole and brings them home and eats a whole pie at a time. He was telling me that he's absolutely in love with them, one of the voices of Nodak. So it's kind of a joke within the announcing circle here that banana cream pie really is pretty darn good.
Well, that was a big play right there. Tristan Will came in as a fullback and came out of his stance, just kind of rockered out of it. And that's a 5-yard false start whistled on Legacy. Inopportune time for a penalty there when you're trying to ice this baby away if you're a Sabres fan. And now Minot High's got a chance, get a stop, get the football back.
Brings up a long third down here, third down at 8. Ball marked at the 40-yard line, and it's the Minot High 40-yard line that Legacy's at. Timeout now here for the Legacy Sabres. We're going to take a quick step aside and get set for the finale coming up here in just a moment. 3-point lead. Legacy on top. Stick around for our post-game show tonight, but the finale of this one comes up next here on the PSP Network.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center.
We apologize to Planning Team Financial Advisors on cutting that commercial short, but we're in crunch time right now. And the Sabres have the ball at the 40-yard line on a third down situation. Miller swings it out to the near side. Big stop coming here for the Magi, as right on top of the defensive coverage was Tyson Ruziska. And Ruziska comes up with the stop for the Magicians. A loss on the play, and it brings up a fourth down. Now for the Sabres here with 2:45 ticking away in the late portions of the ballgame.
And now you're going to get... the clock's going to run here. It's going to get down to about, what happened to the play clock?
Play clock was set at 30. Now it's down to 23.
Yeah, The Minot coaches are going ballistic right now because, I looked up and it was at 35, so.
Fans come to volume. 2 minutes, 9 seconds to tick away down. Miller's going to put a boot on it. This one's going to bounce all the way back, all the way down inside the 5. That couldn't have went any better for Legacy. Is on the coverage there and back to retrieve it was Reese Snow. He ran all the way down and gobbled it up. I'm sorry, Wyatt Kraft rather.
Yeah, that's the best 40-yard pooch kick you'll ever see right there. Logan Miller pins Minot high deep. See, I still don't understand. I mean, Nick, play clocks are 25 seconds. And I looked up and that was reset to 35. I don't.
That's why the Minot High coaching staff was.
Well, that's an extra 10 seconds. That's precious time right now. I'm going to keep an eye on it now, but something strange was afoot there.
3-point lead. Minot High's got to march from their own 4-yard line, 96 yards to the other end of the field if they want a chance to win the ball game here tonight. We're under the 2-minute time limit remaining in regulation. Big thanks again to Planet Pizza. They've been proudly serving the Magic City for over 25 years. The largest laser tag playground in the region. Both watering pizza and wings and the 30-inch Galactic. You can't beat it. 701-852-1700. If you're not ordering tonight, check them out for buffet each and every weekday at Planet Pizza. Hub International Insurance at 355-3100 is your leading North American insurance brokerage. Call them today for all your personal and business insurance. Big thanks again to Northern Plains Heating and Air, continued supporter of the PSP Network. Find them online, northernplains.com. Northern Plains Heating and Air, 25 years of experience. And some issues continuing here is that play clock.
Yeah, it ran down to 147. They were trying to get it reset to 155, but nobody could hear anything.
25 seconds on the play clock now that starts to tick away. We're set here with Sparrow. He's going to bumble the snap into the end zone. It goes, and the ball is going to be taken into the hands of Sparrow and then out of the end zone. Safety for the Sabres here with 1:51 remaining in the ball game. Aiden Arts comes up big into the back of the end zone. It went
low snap. Sparrow was just like a shortstop picking it up, and then there comes Arns to pretty much close the door now. The safety late, and that Legacy defense. The whole thing that set that up, Nick, was the great punt, right?
You mentioned it, about as good of a pooch kick as you're going to see. Dropped within the 5-yard line. Minot High had some yards on the play to start the drive from back at their own 4, but Wetstein had a bad snap to Miller, and then Arts came flying in hot, buzzing the tower. 5'9", 185-pound senior left guard ended up right on top of the Minot High quarterback, and the safety on the play has the score at 26-21. Legacy on top with 1:51 left here in regulation.
Well, now, you have the option to free kick this and to punt it away, but I think Minot High, you got to onside kick it. I mean, you're still down 5. A touchdown wins the game, so you got to get possession back. You can't punt it away and expect to get the football back with just change on the clock. So, yeah, this is a good decision. I mean, you can't free kick it with a punt. You got to go with the onside. I wouldn't be surprised to see Legacy call a timeout here. The hands team, they're all kind of discombobulated here.
1:51 left here in regulation. Will the Bullets be quick enough to try to recover an onside kick? The last chance at hope for the Magi, trailing by 5 with 1:51 left in the ballgame. From his own 20, Burke does just that. Onside, but it goes right to the hands team, and down on top of it, making the play for the Sabres. Spot a number for you. It is number 23 that comes up.
Yep, Braxton Wergler.
Thank you very much. Swergler's got the hands on it. And with a 25-second play clock, Legacy controls their own destiny in this ball game as time wears thin. Good ball games across the board here tonight in the capital city. 14-9 the last update we had as Bismarck High led St. Mary's.
Yeah, update from the Community Bowl. Mandan's ahead 24-13 still with 2:44 left, and Mandan has possession.
It's been a while since Mandan's been at the top of the ladder of the WDA, but right now they have to be the favorite, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Schatz Crossroads post-game show brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors is right around the corner. Try that banana cream pie and the ham and cheese balls at Schatz Crossroads. You won't be disappointed. Plenty of other great opportunities to have a great meal at Schatz Crossroads. Planning Team Financial Advisors can help you with your financial needs at Planning Team Financial Advisors. Big thanks to Planning Team for their continued support of the PSP network. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. It's Planning Team Financial Advisors at Schatz Crossroads that brings you that post-game show coming up in just a few moments. Here tonight, Todd Domrys is going to head down onto the field and have a conversation with us from down below here tonight, and also with our player of the game coming up. 41 seconds ticks away here in the ball game. Victory formation out for the Legacy Sabres, who are going to move to a record of 1-1 on the year. Overall, they move to 1-0 inside the conference. Minot High falls to 1-1 with the loss here tonight. That's overall end of the conference as well. 26-21, final score here tonight. This one had a little bit of everything in this ball game. It was a dogfight tonight here at Sanford Sports Complex. Schatz Crossroads Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show comes up next. We'll break it down with everything you need to know in this ball game, the stats, the highlights. Todd and I will have our player of the game brought to you by Sport Clips, and our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage and Roger Ward. Final tonight, 26-21. Legacy takes care of the Magi. Let's move to our post-game show.
Hi, guys. What can I get you guys today?
I don't know what to order.
Would you like to hear the story of how I learned what to order?
Whoa! What is that?
That's called a big rig, little lady, and that's the best dead-gum meal here at Schatz Crossroads.
Don't wait just a gall-darn minute, Harry. You know darn well the best thing about Schatz is breakfast. A 99 is how it's done.
You mean a 109?
No, I don't.
The real pros know that it starts with dessert. No matter what you get, everything begins with a caramel roll.
Hey, little dude. The truth is, there's a lot of right answers on this menu. My favorite is the golden crispy chicken strips and crinkle cut fries. Just listen to your heart, and you can't go wrong. Now go make that order, bud. Oh, hey, kid. Whatever you do, don't forget the ranch.
So what you're saying is, as long as I follow my heart, I can't make a wrong choice?
No, kid. The point of the story is order whatever you want.
All right. I'll take a big rig, a 99, a 109, an order of chicken strips with crispy fries, and I take a caramel roll to start with, please. Wait, and don't forget the ranch.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
could be gone at the 40. He's got one man to beat, and he is gone. How about that for an answer? 92-yard kickoff return, just like he did a couple times during the regular season. Probably gives St. Mary's the lead right back.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Legacy takes care of business tonight, 26-21. Here on the PSP Network, we're going to hop right into our Shots Crossroads postgame show brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors. Todd Dobries is now at field level. He's got Chris Clements, the head coach of the Legacy Sabres, down on the field. TD, let's just take it right down to you.
All right. You got me, Nick? All right, sounds good. Here with Coach Clements. I tell you what, hey, resiliency and three phases, right? I mean, you had some things done defensively. You got a late safety. You got a good offense, I thought, most of the night. And then you got a special teams playing that first quarter to get you some points. So you got to be happy with kind of all parts.
Well, I'm happy because it's an improvement over last week, you know. So, you know, you make your greatest strides from week 1 to week 2. I thought we showed some things tonight that we're a very capable football team in all three facets. So, you know, that I'm pleased with. And then grit to finish at the end. Get a safety at the end with a sack, and you know you'll take those things as a coach anytime. Yeah, and I was going to talk to you about early season. You want to see improvement, but just like the team getting a W in against a WDA full, that just helps the cause, right? Oh, absolutely. And Minot's they're a tough, talented football team. I mean, they got some weapons over there. That quarterback's a talented kid. Number 11's a talented kid. You know, I'm so happy that I don't have to see Conklin again. It's I don't know what to say, but. It's those types of things that if you can weather the storm and get through it and come out on the victory end, yeah, that's a lot nicer. But what are we learning from this? That's the most important thing moving forward. Talk about the physicality. I mean, we were up in the booth and we saw quite a few big hits tonight. And you, from your lens, I guess, what was your thoughts on the physicality of the football game? Well, I thought our kids played extremely physical. I mean, that's one of the things that we're going to pride ourselves on, how physical we play. You know, our whole thing is attitude, effort, attitude, and toughness. So, you know, we come in, we got some big hits. We had some kids make some unbelievable plays tonight and some unbelievable tackles, you know. So that you're always proud of. You know, just you hope you don't have to make too many individual tackles at that time. So, you know, I'm proud of my kids because they are physical, and that's something that we preach, and they rise up for it. So, hey, nice win tonight. We'll talk to you down the road. Appreciate it. All right, that's Coach Clements. So we're bringing in Carl Henry here. Tell you what, Carl, hey, ran the ball hard tonight, couple touchdowns. What was working for you guys, I guess, running the ball on the ground tonight?
Mostly trying to set the edge and get outside, and then following my blockers pretty much. I just got to thank the big guys up front. So.
Yeah, and for you, you like to get in space, but, man, you got a lot of your yards today, I call them the tough yards, between the tackles. So is that something you kind of pride yourself on, and get outside and use your speed, but also get those tough yards?
Yeah, no, so I like to get down and dirty and get those nasty yards, run some people over. So yeah, I like to do that a lot. So I think that's a big part of my game, and I think that's what really sets me apart from most running backs.
What does this mean for the team? I mean, it's early in the season, but to get a W against a good WDA team, what's that mean?
I think it's a good start. You know, we had a rough game against an East team and, well, Cheyenne, and I feel like this was really a good step to move forward and bring us to a good start and keep taking dubs.
Nice game tonight, Carl.
Thank you.
All right, that's Carl Henry. Last but not least, bring in Mitchell Wald here. Hey, I tell you what, Mitchell, you were playing downhill tonight on the defensive side of the football. I mean, had your reads, but you were laying some lumber in there. Talk about the physicality of the football game.
Well, I mean, all you really got to do is trigger fast. You got to find Green, and you got to find the running back, and you just got to play as fast as you can and smoke the ball carrier.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess a tip of the cap to the guys up front, right? Because they were eating up people and allowed you and Jackson and those linebackers to really run free to the football a lot of the night.
Yeah, they really did good job keeping contained, kind of almost two-gapping a little bit, so we had our lanes to get through and get to the backfield and do our best to make the play.
And a late safety. I mean, that's always exciting for a defense, right?
Yeah, my goodness, that is just it's lucky. That's about what it is right there. So it was just a nice way to end the game. Don't have to do any other stuff with prevent and everything. It's just a good deep breath after that one.
Who do you pride yourself? I mean, everybody kind of has a model as a player, as a linebacker. Who's a player that you try to play like or as?
Shoot, I don't know.
Give me somebody with the Steelers, man. I mean, come on.
Playing fast like Ryan Shazier is always good, you know. I mean, don't want to get hurt or anything, but Ryan Shazier exactly. Maybe. Yeah.
Great game tonight, Mitchell.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Mitchell Wald, Carl Henry, Chris Clements. I knew the Wald family's a Steeler family, so I was thinking he was going to come with a Steeler, but great game for the Sabres tonight. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, I could have listened to that kid talk all night long. Great job down low there, TD, and we'll see you when you get back upstairs here. Final tonight, 26-21. It's Legacy that downs Minot High. We'll have a full recap of this matchup here tonight, the final stat lines of this ball game as well, as we take a look back at the game reset brought to you by our friends tonight at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. They've been proudly helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. Find them online, RogerWardMovingAndStorage.com. Schedule a move, find a quote. It's all online, Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Game reset also brought to you by our friends at the UPS store on South Broadway in Minot. Open Monday through Saturday for your convenience. It's the UPS store, the Marketplace Foods Plaza, for all your packing and shipping needs. And Hub International Insurance, where you can call Josh Cattell at Hub International Insurance for all your personal and business insurance needs. 355-3100. It's Hub International Insurance. Legacy got on the board first here tonight, and the Sabres didn't look back. Minot High gave a run at certain points in the ball game. We found ourselves at a 14-0 score at the end of the first half, and it was Legacy that had a 23-14 advantage until Minot High brought it to 24-21. You had the 2-point safety at the end of the ball game for the Sabres, and that's how we end 26-21 here tonight. It was Logan Miller that scored from 2 yards out, 8 minutes and 11 seconds. We're into quarter number one here tonight to make it 6-0. Point after was good. Henry had a 2-yard run. At 2:07 remaining in the second quarter, that made it 14-0, and that's where we sat at the end of half number one. 14-0 Sabres on top. Fernandez from Minot High School ends up at 6:39 remaining in the third quarter with a 2-yard run to make it 14-6. Point after was no good. Then there was a 54-yard pass that found its way into the gloves of Conklin. That made it a score of 14-14 because Minot High got the point after attempt. Legacy got the next touchdown. This was Reese Snow. The next points. It was Reese Snow, 27-yard field goal to make it 17-14. Then Henry had a 2-yard run to make it 23-14. Minot High gets on the board again. Sparrow to Kraft. This time in the fourth quarter, 6:50 remained in the fourth quarter to bring it back within 3. But the safety was the end of the ball game here tonight for Minot High that made it 26-21. The Magi tried the point after, but it was no good. When we come back to our Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroad postgame show here tonight, we have plenty more to talk about. TD will have the final numbers of this ball game. We'll also have tonight's player of the game brought to you by Sport Clips. We'll also break down tonight's move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. We'll have a recap of AA and Single A football scores that we have from around the state of North Dakota, and we'll get you geared up for next week as well. It all happens in the Shots Crossroads Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show. Stay tuned. Plenty more to come when we come back here to the Sanford Sports Complex. 26-21, Legacy had the victory here tonight.
Hi, guys. What can I get you guys today?
I don't know what to order.
Would you like to hear the story of how I learned what to order?
Whoa! What is that?
That's called a big rig, little lady, and that's the best dead gum meal here at Shots Crossroads.
Don't wait just a gall darn minute, Harry. You know darn well the best thing about Shots is breakfast. A 99 is how it's done.
You mean a 109?
No, I don't.
The real pros know that it starts with dessert. No matter what you get, everything begins with a caramel roll.
Hey, little dude. The truth is, there's a lot of right answers on this menu. My favorite is the golden crispy chicken strips and crinkle cut fries. Just listen to your heart, and you can't go wrong. Now go make that order, bud. Oh, hey, kid. Whatever you do, don't forget the ranch.
So what you're saying is, as long as I follow my heart, I can't make a wrong choice?
No, kid. The point of the story is order whatever you want.
All right. I'll take a big rig, a 99, a 109, and order chicken strips with crispy fries, and I'd take a caramel roll to start with, please. Wait, and don't forget the ranch.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Could be gone at the 40. He's got one man to beat, and he is gone. How about that for an answer? 92-yard kickoff return, just like he did a couple times during the regular season. Oakley gives St. Mary's the lead right back.
26-21, Legacy picks up their first victory of the year over Minot High tonight. Welcome back into our Shots Crossroads Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show here tonight. Shots Crossroads, home to the famous number 99. Team buses are always welcome at Shots Crossroads. You can hop on into shotscrossroads.com. You can order online, pick it up at Shots Crossroads. Planning Team Financial Advisors, whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Got some updates coming your way from around the AA world in the West region, but first we'll have a full recap of the stats in tonight's ball game. We'll bring Todd Domrys back in. I had to say this that interview that you did down front, Henry and Wald, I'll tell you what, I could have probably listened to Wald talk all night. That guy seems like he's probably got a career somewhere. Seems like a future gym teacher that would be a good defensive line coach, doesn't he?
Both him and his brother are such good kids and enjoy the family. And, yeah, he was cool as a cucumber. I mean, I couldn't ask him a question I think that would rattle that guy. So,
exactly.
Yeah, that was really good.
You have some final numbers for us here tonight in this showdown. I don't want to put you on the spot if
absolutely.
the chicken scratch is not ready for you.
Yeah, it's ready. Rushing the football tonight, Legacy 25 totes, 67 yards. Miller with 163 yards through the air, 230 yards of total offense for the Sabres. Minot outgains Legacy tonight with 82 yards on the ground, 185 yards through the air, 267 in total yardage. Individual leaders, Minot High, Jaden Sparrow has 5 carries for 23 yards. Talon Junt with 9 totes for 21 yards. Fernandez had the touchdown run for the Magi tonight. Jaden Sparrow, the couple touchdowns throwing the football, 13 of 24 for 185 yards. His favorite receiver, Logan Conklin, 6 catches for 131 yards and a touchdown. And Caden Kraft, productive night with 4 catches, 41 yards, and a TD as well. Minot punts it 4 times, and they were penalized 7 times on the night. They did not turn it over, but they did have that botched punt in the first quarter that led 2 points for the Legacy Sabres. The victorious Sabres tonight led on the ground by Carl Henry. 2 touchdowns for number 27. He has 11 carries, 38 yards, 2 TDs. Logan Miller, 11 carries for 11 yards, and he had an 18-yard loss in the first half, so he got that back a little bit more. He had a touchdown as well. Throwing the football, Miller, 12 of 17 for 163 yards. His favorite receiver, Wyatt Kraft, with 6 catches for 80 yards. And another big grab tonight for Vegas George, a 46-yarder. Legacy punted it 5 times, were penalized 6 times, did not turn the football over this evening. So there's your final numbers. Minot High outgains them, but Legacy comes out of here with a W.
Yeah, a quick ball game tonight as well that was played pretty cleanly. There was pretty cleanly for the most part, but the penalties that were called here tonight, those 15-yarders, that bad blood really is there that seems between Legacy and Minot High. No different here tonight. Where the mystery of the day is, where does that come from? It just seems to be that it's one of those situations. You heard from Chris Clements that that's a football team that prides themselves on playing with grit and playing with the ability to put the body on people. We saw that here tonight. And one of my nominees for the move of the game tonight was going to come from number 44, Mitch Wald, after the hit that he laid on number 11, Logan Conklin. That one stood out in my mind as our move of the game. Let's just move there right now. Move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you move across town or across the country with locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online, jobberswarehouse.com. Time for your Jobbers Moving and Storage move of the game. Back to that hit from Wald. That one was in the conversation, but that was until the safety occurred late in the ball game. That one kind of iced it here tonight. Any thought on that, or is there any argument on that safety being the move of the game here tonight in this ball game?
No, I think that's exactly where we got to go. I mean, crunch time, and yeah, it was a low snap that contributed to it, but hey, you got to credit the Sabres. They made the play when they needed to, and they stymied Minot High late in the football game, and then, hey, good job on the onside kick then to secure the football as well. Aiden Arntz got credited with that safety for that defensive line of the Sabres. And, hey, that's what it's about. Changing momentum, big play. That's a move of the game type of caliber.
That move of the game brought to you by our friends at Jobbers Moving and Storage. It's Roger Ward if you're in the Magic City. Jobbers can help you move across town or across the country with locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Again, find them online, jobberswarehouse.com. Your move of the game tonight, the safety from the Legacy Sabres in the late portion. Time for tonight's Sport Clips MVP of the game. Sport Clips brings you the MVP of this matchup. Sport Clips is home to the MVP haircut experience. Nothing comes close to making you feel like the MVP. Quite like the MVP experience at Sport Clips. Now for this matchup's MVP, and a hard decision here because there was plenty of guys in this ballgame I thought tonight that are deserving of that. Is there one that stands off the paper for you tonight, TD, that really drives that point home of the player of the game tonight?
Man, that's tough. Wyatt Kraft had a good game. Special teams, he was large, had 6 catches for 80 yards. I mean, Carl Henry has a couple touchdowns. But I'm going to go. Man, obviously Mitchell Wald had the big defensive nights and a 12-yard carry to boot. Oh man, you got any help from me on this one? I mean, the quarterback Logan Miller had a two-way game. Obviously, had a rushing touchdown and efficient night throwing the football, 12 of 17 for 163. So, hey, there's a lot of possibilities there. But I'm kind of leaning back to old Mitchell Wald.
Yeah, that's where I would go. I think probably here tonight. Wyatt Kraft and Henry, along with Logan Miller, should certainly be involved in that conversation. But
hey, man, Wald had at least four MVP quality hits in tonight's contest.
They were highlight reel.
Yeah,
I mean big time. Take the wind right out of everybody that had maroon and gold on here tonight. And I think because of that, I think that we can both agree that Mitch Wald comes up with a solid nomination for tonight's Sport Clips MVP of the broadcast. It's Mitch Wald from Bismarck Legacy here tonight.
Did we pass along those finals?
Not quite yet. We're at that time of the broadcast. I'll take any that you have right now, TD. Some updates from around the world of high school football. If you've got them, why don't you hand them on over to us?
The two other games in the capital city tonight, 2A games. Mandan takes care of Century 30-13 over at the Community Bowl. That's a final. And St. Mary's was down 15-14 with 2 minutes left, but then they come roaring back and they win it 20-15 to the Saints, and they beat the Demons by 5. So those two finals. I didn't effort any additional ones.
The only one that I have, the update I have, is Williston's up 27-14 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Ball's in Dickinson territory. That matchup between the Coyotes and the Midgets here tonight, 27-14. The Coyotes are in the driver's seat of that one. TD, your final thoughts on this matchup here tonight. It was entertaining for me. I felt like we had a little bit of everything in this ball game. Highlight reel hits, some highlights on the offensive side as well. A little bit of rivalry, a little bit of bad blood maybe. And at the end of the day, it was Legacy that was 5 points better than the Magi from Minot High.
Yeah, two good teams. I mean, I think both teams are going to come out of this with some things to work on. Obviously, only game 2. And, hey, if you're Legacy, you look at it and you say, yeah, hey, we got some things done in every phase of the football game. We got some things done on the defensive side of the football. Yeah, they had some mistakes, and give it the big one to Conklin, in the third quarter there, and got Minot going. And but hey, you're up 14. Minot comes back and ties it, and then you have some grit and resiliency to finish the game out. But hey, Minot High, I look at this game and I say the difference in the game was a punt in the first quarter, because if that doesn't happen, probably Legacy doesn't score and Minot High wins the game by 2. So it's just one of those things. It just is a testament to how close the WDA is, and one single play and a play that goes wrong on special teams or something could be the difference in a ball game on a night in and night out basis.
Great point. It's going to be a fun ride here in 2022. Great working with you tonight, TD. Thanks for your time on the PSP Network. Thank you very much for your help all day, actually, with getting both broadcasts set up here. Special thanks as well to your son for helping on the camera work here tonight.
Yeah, Luke was killer tonight.
Fantastic work from Luke Domrys here tonight. Final score from Sanford's Sports Complex. Legacy takes care of Minot High tonight, 26-21. The Sabres pick up their first win inside of the conference. Minot High falls to 1-1. More action on the PSP Network next week. Minot High at Legacy volleyball, Minot High at Mandan, and high school football. Hope you join us next week. Todd Domrys will have the call of those on the PSP Network. Final once more, Legacy over Minot High tonight, 26-21 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. For Mr. Todd Domrys, I'm Nick Holberg signing off until a week after next, when I'll be back on the PSP Network. Please have a good weekend. Good night, and God bless.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by